Alright, you guys, welcome back to some more Ley-Line. We finally got to see what Lazarette looks like. We got confirmation that it is one of the girls on the main screen. We still haven't necessarily seen what the daughter looks like. And then there's that angel girl. We don't really know too much about her yet, so we'll have to see. But we're going to go ahead and continue on here. We are in Tsubaki's room. We're kind of hiding because can't really show our face around the school at the moment. Everyone else is still asleep. Murakuma seems to be tossing and turning beside me. It's probably because the two of us slept on the floor near the door to give the girls some space. What about the others? Michiru is sleeping soundly on the bed, though she'd probably be asleep even if it weren't this early in the morning. And on the floor are Heidi, Louie, and... Oh, I forgot that Kurodani was with us. That was quite the twist. Her curiosity got the better of her, and she came back to the school. So, a lot of you guys are speculating that there's something going on with Sora. You know, Kurodani's best friend. Because why else would they be bringing Kurodani into the plot? I wonder how true that is. We'll have to see. And last but not least, one person's missing. I sit up. I thought she might have been hidden from view behind someone else, but I don't see her anywhere in the room. Muko, where is she? Chishigatani Ushio is the only person I haven't spotted. Gladly got to my feet and see a note left on the table. I'm gonna take a quick look at what's going on outside. Ushio. It's her handwriting. Thank goodness she left of her own accord. Doesn't mean she's not in trouble, though. She wasn't kidnapped or anything like what happened with Hanatate. And since she hasn't, since the same thing happened to Tsubaki-chan and Sumi-chan, it's made me paranoid. Where did she go? It's dangerous for her to be wandering around alone. Being careful not to step on Murakuma, I slowly open the door and exit Tsubaki-chan's room. Yeah, I don't think it's a great idea just to be wandering around right now. But, who knows? Knowing Muko, she'll probably keep her guard up, but I'm still worried, so I'm gonna go look for her. Now, where would she most likely to go to? She's not so reckless to nonchalantly head to the bureau office by herself in this situation, which leaves only one option. Oh, she's going out to the roof, huh? Yeah, we know this roof very well. This is where we broke into Tsubaki's room the first time. An inkling that she'd been on the rooftop, lo and behold, here she is. She'd been looking down at the courtyard with her elbows resting on the railing, and she turns around at the noise of the opening door. Ohio. She mutters after seeing that it's me. I can't tell if the expression on her face is one of relief or embarrassment. Glad it was me, huh? I mean, I don't think that necessarily means that they're actively manipulating time. It sounds like time magic is pretty complicated and advanced, so I don't know if that's something they can just do on a whim. I don't know, because she did that kind of teleport before, right? Where she kind of like, we tried to spray her and then she kind of moved. Maybe she can do like a short range, like a couple seconds, but I don't know. No, that's not what I meant. I interrupt her and she looks at me confused. Would you have preferred someone other than me, like Heidi or Shizuka-chan? I was the best option, no? Granted, I'm saying this myself. Is she playing dumb or does she seriously not understand? I can't tell, so I decided to just ask her directly. You were thinking about Hanatate, weren't you? I know, I feel bad that she gets her friend back and then she gets kidnapped, you know? Her mouth doesn't open, she nods her head. Her honesty comes as quite the surprise. I figured. Can't blame you, though. Yeah, and I mean, we just lost Omaru, too. She sighs as she utters those words of deep regret. I mean, there wasn't a lot we could do. Like, it was a rough situation. I mean, we almost lost Louis as well. Doesn't just apply to you. All of us prioritize Louis first. I mean, probably the right play, but... Even if she went home, that teleportation spell would have pulled her right back. She casts her face downwards so I don't have to see her pained expression and turns her back to me, pretending to look down at the campus. She's taking it a lot harder than it appeared. It is only showing her weak side. If she's having this much difficulty hiding her dejection, it's proof that this is serious. Ooh? Comforting Koga? Muko. I calmly embrace her from behind. My arms wrap around her slender shoulders as I draw her up to my chest. She struggles and tries to break free, but she's nowhere near strong enough to escape from Chad Koga. I hug her even more tightly as her body twists and squirms, and I whisper into her ear. I know, just for now. She seems troubled at first, then she stops struggling, understanding my intentions. Her shoulders relax, and I can feel her leaning on me, a little. Okay, we're breaking down her barrier here. She seems embarrassed, but meekly lets me continue my embrace. I mean, obviously, like, there's romantic feelings between these two, but I genuinely feel like Koga actually does, you know, care about her, right? Like, he does want to comfort her. He speaks in a soft voice. Yeah. We have no idea where Tsubaki-chan and Sumi-chan are. Rito is missing, Louis is out of commission, and Hanatate has been kidnapped. I never thought we would have been driven into a corner like this. We lacked foresight, there's simply no other explanation. Muko slowly places her hands on top of mine. I mean, that's your arm, but sure. It's important to stay calm, though. If you stop overthinking it, it might. It's calming for me. Oh, there we go, Chad Koga. You can feel her body temperature rise ever so slightly. When I steal a peek at her face, I see that her cheeks are bright red. How so? It is on hold. He's holding you right now. Her mumbled complaints are endearing, and I can't help but chuckle. Nothing, I was just thinking about how cute you are. He's got the upper hand. I tighten my hold on her as she starts struggling again. This reminds me of when I was dating my wife. I would do stuff like this to get the upper hand on her. It's really fun teasing people. Not letting go of you. I told you that I'm calming myself down. Help me out here. Oh, it's so great. She quiets down again. Her head turns a little towards me and she glares at me with sulky, upturned eyes. Are you willing to be my support now? Even though I have no mana. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Absolutely. You intentionally said it that stiffly, didn't you? Why can't you be honest and just say you want me by your side? Gosh, I love his character progression. I remember in the first game, he was like so dense, so oblivious to like what was going on, and the scenes where he kind of like eventually ended up with a girl were kind of awkward. And I feel like these experiences with Ushio have like really brought out a side of him that's a lot more confident and knows what to say to really like get on her embarrassing side. Except that you're trying to support it with logic. Depend on me more, okay? One thing I learned about girls is that they really like to try to do things themselves, and I think guys are the same way too. But girls are really stubborn about trying to depend on themselves sometimes. You know, and guys are the same way, like I said. I don't know. I think it depends on the person, I guess. I shouldn't just say that in general. Take my question earlier, for example.
さっき
Aren't you glad that I was the one who came here?
君がこの状況で落ち着くというのなら、それはそれで有益な。
Is that really all there is to it?
どうしてそんなに追求するんです？
Because I want to feel at ease. If you're gonna support me, you need to give me some motivation. In spite of how I seem, I'm actually pretty depressed, you know?
モチベーションに
Of course.
そんなに
Sounds like she's trying to hide some amount of anticipation or happiness. Yes.
君
I hear her softly taking a deep breath. She strengthens her hold on my hands. I gently grab onto her thin fingers that have snuck their way into my palms.
君がいてくれて
I'm just waiting for someone to come through the door and interrupt this moment.
イチャイチャしているところを本当にすみませんが
I saw it coming. I'm just waiting for it. I knew it was gonna be here soon, just because we were about to like finally get really close. Maya, I know you want to join in, but come on, like wait for a more appropriate time. Hearing a voice call directly behind me, I frantically release Muko and turn around. I'm so glad that they say that he released her, because let's be honest, there's no way she was, like, if we, like, held her in right there, no way she'd get out. Kurodani? Muko springs backwards as we push away from each other. You know what would make this moment even more great? If Kurodani confesses her feelings right now for us. It's like, oh, actually, Koga, I really like you. Choose me.
ごめんコガ本当にごめんいや邪魔なんかしたくなかったんだけど
It's fine. Just tell us what you need.
何かありましたかいえ何かあったとかじゃなくてそろそろみんな起き出したんでお二人も戻った方が良さげかなって思いましてはい
Yeah, but you ruined the moment. It was romantic out here. It's early morning. You know, probably not a great time to have romance when we're like fighting for our lives here and we're trying to stop the school from doing things. But, you know. All right, let's get going.
そうですね戻りましょう今すぐに
Still agitated, Muko speed walks away. Damn it, she saw that, didn't she? When did Kurodani get here? I'm hoping she didn't hear our incredibly embarrassing conversation. Seriously, what timing? I was just about to hear Muko say, "No, this can wait for another time. I should head back too." What's wrong?
なんでもないよ
Am I right? Does she have feelings for us? Like that little bit of hesitation right there kind of implies something. Like she's kind of upset about what she just saw. Like maybe she was watching and just kind of frustrated by it. Ah, interesting. That would be really something if Kurodani like ends up having feelings for us. Kind of towards the end. She grins and follows Muko to the exit. For a moment she looked like she had mixed feelings about something. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Or was I seeing things? No, you weren't. Maybe she just has a lot in her mind since we haven't explained anything to her and there's so much going on right now. Normally she'd be firing off questions one after another after witnessing a scene like this, but the situation is what it is. She can actually be surprisingly considerate. I think she's surprisingly heartbroken. Is maybe what it is. Very interesting that they're kind of putting this together kind of in the last game. I mean, we've had a lot of experiences with her. I wouldn't say it's unusual for maybe her to develop a crush on us. According to some of the girls, Koga is one of the most desirable men. So, in the whole school. But, I mean, he's older, so he's kind of cheating a little bit. Anyways, when we get back to Tsubaki-chan's room, everyone was awake except for Louis and Michiru. No surprise there. Muko and Heidi said that they wanted to check on the magic circle, so the three of us borrowed the key of Yanis from Murakumo.
やはり停止したままのようですね
The circle having lost its glow, even someone like me who knows nothing about magic can tell it's not operating.
そうね
Heidi confirms after surveying the circle's
昨日は
perimeter.
まだ動いていた警報ももう切れているみたいよ。
傷を入れると発動するというあの警報ですか？
ええ、それも動いていない。この魔法陣は今は完全に死んでいるわ。
So this isn't where their grand plan is taking place. Which means they have no use for it anymore.
ゆうべ夜の世界を召喚したのはこの魔法陣ではないのですか？
ゆうべのはそうだと思うわ。でもこの魔法陣を使うにしろ、新しい蘇生のものを用意しないことには、この魔法陣だけでは夜の生徒を永久稼働させるのは無理よ。
Well, they said there was a bunch of points that ended up going through that magic statue, and the reason they didn't repair it, right, was because it would interrupt some of those points where magic things are meeting. It would kind of, I don't know how they explained it, but I'm imagining they have some other kind of area where they're doing things. Could they just be using this to summon the realm of night for the time being, with something else to do with the revival part?
すでにあるならこれを修復する必要があるのでしょうか？まだないから応急処置としてこちらの魔法陣を修復したのでは？
そうね。永久稼働のための魔法陣はこれから用意するのだと考える方が妥当じゃないかしら。
I'm trying to think of where else they're doing it. I mean, I know they have kind of the spells in the room, right? But I don't know. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the clock tower. The clock tower just seems like it's kind of like a key and central point to everything that goes on. I mean, it's the bell ringing that kind of signals that it's, night is falling, right? I just wonder if it's something to do with that. But I'm not entirely sure. Alright, that's going to take them a while, isn't it?
もちろんよ。やろうとしている魔術の規模的にはこれと同じくらい巨大かそれ以上のものを作らないとね。その分こちらにも多少は時間の猶予があるとも考えられるけれど。
ですがその新たなものを用意している場所がどこかが不明では用意がどれほど進んでいるかもわかりません。
そうね。あまり楽観はできないことは変わらないわね。
I mean, we still don't know quite who she's talking to in that mirror as well. I don't know what the plan is there. In the end, all we figured out is that they're probably done with this magic circle. Better than finding out nothing, I suppose. Magic circle, huh?
古賀君、何か？
I mean, the only other magic circle we know of is under that altar. I mean, does it have something to do with that? I feel like we would have noticed more while we were there if there was something to do with it, but I don't know. Seeing me deep in thought, Muko asked me that. Nothing much, I was just wondering why they didn't simply take the opportunity to also revive the night students when they used magic to summon the Weststorm students back.
しなかったのではなく、できなかったのではないでしょうか。定められた時間、その時にいた位置に全ての生徒を戻すという魔術はかなり規模の大きいものです。おそらく今のみちるさんのように魔術の反動で具合を悪くしているのでは？
I mean, not necessarily. Don't they have ways of kind of preparing spells ahead of time, feeding it mana so you don't necessarily need to use all of your own at the moment? They also probably have a lot of those bloodstones as well.
私もそう思うわ。
But I don't know. Am I wrong for thinking that? Heidi nods, showing her agreement with Muka's thought
た
process.
とえ赤い目のマギアであったとしても、あんなことを実現しようと思えば長い準備期間が必要だし。
Yeah, and I agree with that, but I don't know. We're dealing with Maggies that we don't really know much about because they're time Maggies, and it seems like the time ones are a little bit different than everybody else.
大きな負担も伴うわ。2、3日はまともに動けないと考えていいんじゃないかしら。
Okay, well, assuming that, then shouldn't we do something in the next 2 to 3 days? To take in Heidi's explanation, Muko starts asking more
新しい魔
questions.
法陣を書くには広い場所が必要ですよね。
ええ、もちろん。定期的にこの異空間と学園内を見回れば、どこかに新しいものが書かれていれば察知できると思うわよ。
I'm wondering if it's in the same area but in a different place. I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that. Need to go
これは
patrolling
まず
again.
動かないとして、あの移動魔術のための仕掛けの方は今どうなっているんでしょうか？
Oh, you mean the one in the forest of mushrooms?
それです。
そうね。
Yeah, we should go
そ
back
れは
there as
確かめ
well.
に行ってみるべきでしょうね。
Might as well now that we're already
そうし
here.
ましょう。
Choosing to save our man, and we walk towards that forest. Oh good, we're actually gonna go explore that right now. Perfect. We arrive at the grove of large mushrooms where the Stonehenge-like structure was.
一面に広がっていた魔法陣は
Her eyes scan the ground as she says, the pattern that previously spread below our feet is nowhere to be found.
あの瞬間だけ描かれるタイプで永久的に刻み込むものではなかったみたいね。
Yumi-chan's friends aren't around either. It's good news for us that the strange creatures aren't here.
守る必要がないということでしょうか。
Yeah, that could be it.
そうかも。調べてみる？
I feel like there's still so much we don't know about this area here. It's like, we know like there's the magic circle up there, and we kind of just... we're here. But this has been in here since the first, story, right? So it's like... I feel like this is a kind of a crucial plot thing. I just don't know much about it. I don't know what we're supposed to be looking for here exactly. Nothing getting our way, we walk up to the Stonehenge-like structure, and Heidi scrutinizes it carefully.
壊れてる。
Yeah, Stonehenge is old. Gets up from her knees and proclaims
壊れ
that...
ているのですか？停止ではなく
役目を終えたってことみたいね。膨大な魔力を使う装置だし。
もともと何度も使えるようなものではなかったということですか？
そうだと思う。
Looks around as she says that. I don't detect anything. Oh, I'm reading her lines
魔
again.
法陣もそうだったけれど、魔術の気配が一切消えてしまってる。
I'm just trying to think. Like, so my guess is it either has something to do with the one below the altar. Okay, there's still that magic circle. As far as I'm aware, that one's still active. It could be somewhere else in this world down here, just because I know there's a lot of like secrets to it. There's a lot of different areas and things like that. But I don't know. They've already kind of done a lot of stuff in here. So are they really going to keep doing things in here where we have access to? I don't even know where this is, honestly. Have we really determined like how exactly we get here other than using the key of Yanis? I have no idea. Let's see. One of my other guesses is besides like the clock towers, maybe like the auditorium, just because that's where an incident happened before with, the students going on fire. Maybe they're doing something there because that was like kind of the scene of, all that going down. Maybe they're trying to revive them there. So the auditorium, I think, is a good guess. I don't know where else it would be. I don't think there's a lot of places in the school that would be big enough to house a circle. I'm not sure. Unless it's somewhere like underground. Luke and I intently surveyed the mystical scenery that stretches into the horizon. The lack of any magical traces just makes this place seem even more unnatural. I mean, the giant mushrooms didn't already do that? Freaking huge. Did you feel something before?
具体的にどうというのは難しいのだけれど、全体的に空間全体に漂っていた魔術の気配もしないの。
Because I mean, they have that room in between like time and space, whatever you want to say that place is. I don't think they could do a magic circle there, right? Like, I don't need to worry about considering that.
その気配はこの大掛かりな魔術装置があったからだったのでしょうか？
これが完全に壊れていて、気配も消えているということは、多分そうだと思うわ。
So what do we do? There's nothing more we can investigate here, so I put out the question out there. And Muka gives a prompt reply.
未資料の様子が見たいです。
Okay, yeah, it could be in one of the dorms. I don't know. We've used a lot of the locations, like, for random things, so it's like, I don't want to, like, keep guessing the same places. West dorm.
はい。ムツキはおそらくイレギュラーな存在でしょうから、寮にいるかどうか不明です。なので、諏訪葵さんの部屋に行ってみてはどうかと。
Oh, her. She's a student from the West Storm who accidentally activated a mist that created homunculi, and she's also the vessel for Yamachi Neko. That was funny. Seeing her just like laying on her bed, and then she turned into Neko. I was like, what a nightmare. She and Heidi became friends during that mist incident and maintained that close relationship afterwards.
彼女の部屋なら私たちはほぼ面識があるのでヤヌスの鍵で行けますし。
Remember when her creating that little, little human being homunculus thing? The little girl was like the most of our worries about homunculuses, and now it's like, oh, they get worse.
そうね。おそらく眠らされているとは思うけれど、ちゃんと確認しておくべきでしょうね。
ええ、お願いできますか？
わかったわ。
Heidi now takes the key out from her pocket. Muko's still keeping a level head. The probability of Hanatate being in her room is low, but I'm sure Muko wants to check really badly. Heidi's staying calm as well. I thought that she'd be more agitated because of how close she is to Suwa. They're both doing a much better job than I am. Plot twists, they're actually homunculuses. Carefully entering for the key that Heidi opened and the key of Yanis. She's asleep. On top of that bed is Suwa Aoi, sleeping soundly with a peaceful expression on her face.
やっぱり香水だわ。深く眠らされているみたい。
Out like a light, yeah. Slept through the flight, yeah. She won't wake up no matter how hard we
でしょう
try.
ね。強引に起こすのは無理だし、それに眠りの魔術が破られたことが向こうに知れるかも。
Well, that sucks. We'll have to leave her alone then.
他の部屋の生徒も同様でしょうね。
I would imagine, yeah. She restlessly runs her fingers along her
だ
chin.
としてもムツキの体を元の部屋に戻して寝かせるほど敵ものんきではないでしょう。
She sounds like she's muttering that to herself. It's rare for her to be thinking aloud. She must really want to check Hanatate's room, even though the chance of her being there is slim to none. I feel like she could be there, but then that's like a trap, you know? Like, I wouldn't risk that. They already know we can, like, access any room, right, with the key. So, they can plan for that. Feels like she's only talking out loud in order to persuade herself that it'd be meaningless to do so. Just what I'd expect from her. Neither Heidi nor I would have stopped her from just checking out Hanatate's room, though. It's amazing if Hanatate and Amaru's positions were reversed, or if Michiru were the one taken away. I don't think I'd be able to remain this calm.
眠りの魔術を破らなければ移動させることは可能でしょうか？
Having sorted out her thoughts, Muko turns to question Heidi.
眠ったまま部屋から連れ出すってこと？不可能ではないと思うけれど。
あちらがいつ夜の生徒を下ろす術を使うかすら今の私たちにはつかめていません。いつそれが起こるかわからない以上、彼女たちをこのまま部屋に置いておくのはやはり危険ではないかと思うのですが。
それはそうね。
How do you plan on moving them out? Getting all the students out of here is a pretty tall order.
ヤナスの鍵で片っ端から部屋に入って運び出すしかないんじゃない？
Gosh, that would take a lot of mana. I mean, yeah, it's not even a matter of time. I don't think we have enough mana to do that.
ですが、現時点ではそれが一番の安全策かもしれません。
I mean, we've kind of already discussed, like, some people that, like, do have a lot of mana can only do it, like, 8
力
times
仕
before
事
they
に
run
なる
out.
ので、君と村雲くんの負担は相当になりますが。
I'm fine with it, but do we have enough mana? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. Unless Michiru wakes up, we'd be cutting it
そう
close.
ね。問題はそこ。
Sound of footsteps in the hallway causes her to pause mid-sentence, so we exchange glances and move out of sight from the door. We should be fine even if they look at us, right?
香水が効いているから大丈夫よ。
Their family's perfume splendidly allows us not to be detected by others as long as we don't talk to them directly, but fear of being spotted still makes me hide instinctively. Male disciplinary committee member peeks in the room.
なしと。
Leave after confirming that Suwa Aoi is fast asleep in her bed. Disciplinary committee,
巡
huh?
回中のようでしたね。
Yeah, I hate that we didn't, send them home, because it just makes our job so much more difficult, because they can just, like, brainwash people or hypnotize them, whatever. Many disciplinary committee members went home for the long holiday, but were summoned back because the main school building was included in the teleportation spell scope. Oh, okay, that's what happened. I know we left some here, right? Like, even before that, I think there was already quite a few And if they're walking around checking the West Dorm students are asleep, acting like nothing's out of the ordinary.
彼らも暗示を受けていると見て間違いないでしょうね。
Yeah.
アリクと同じ状態だと思うわ。
Do you think the Disciplinary Committee members in the East Dorm are on their side
そう思っ
too?
ておいた方がいいわ。彼らなら他の風紀委員が少し手を貸してと呼び出せば、いちいち気絶させて連れ去る必要もないもの。
I see. They could have everyone gather in Disciplinary Committee office and take care of it in one shot. It's already been done by the looks of it. Damn, so all of them are enemies now.
これはまずいですね。定期的に見回っているとなると、全員を連れ出す前に。
そうね。ヤヌスの鍵で片っ端からじゃ時間が足りなさすぎだわ。
The frequency of their patrols is another unknown, but from the looks of it, the administration is being quite
仕方があ
cautious.
りません。一度、ミブさんの部屋に戻りましょう。
Well, I mean, we learned a big deal, a great deal about what kind of situation we're in. Using the key of Yanis again, we turn to Tsubaki-chan's room. Yeah, not a great situation, though.
嫌です。どうしても残る。
お前な、状況分かったよ。あ。
We interrupt Kurodani and Murokuma while they're arguing about something as they both turn to look at the door that appeared out of
お
thin
帰
air.
りなさい。
そっちどうだった？
He looks tired and slumps his shoulders as he asks that.
魔法陣は完全に停止していました。
Quickly explain to these two, Michiru and Louis, are still asleep, what we saw.
ちぇ、風紀もかよ。
Murokuma clicks his tongue with a bitter look on his face after hearing that his former comrades are now working for the enemy. Calm down, Shizuka-chan. They're being used as pawns, so they probably won't be harmed.
合ってるっつーの。いちいち心配すんな、うぜえから。
ほら、理解はしてるのね。
He didn't complain about being called Shizuka-chan.
何がだよ。
古賀が単にからかってるだけじゃない？
Hey, what are you talking about?
くそこが。
What
ちゃ
now?
ん言うな。
Oh, there it is. That was a minute ago. I was wondering. I'm like, he didn't say anything right away.
それで風紀の皆さんはどうするんですか？残念ながら今のところどうにもできないわね。
I mean, can we use the magic circle and, like, slowly kind of turn them to our side? Or at least, like, unhypnotize them? I mean, I don't know if that'll help us. They'll probably still side with everybody else, but... Girls ignore our bickering and get to the main topic. Murokuma and I look away from each other and pretend that nothing ever happened.
非常に厄介です。相手は普通の生徒ですから、こちらも手荒な真似はできません。
They're not built like Momo-senpai, who can take pretty much anything we throw at her.
一応、みんなそれなりに鍛えちゃいるがな。それでもな。
もちろん、手荒な方法を取る気はありませんよ。やむを得ないほどの緊急事態でなければ。
なあ、それはしょうがねえよ。
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to do that. He's prepared to use force against even them because his sister's been captured.
で、だ。
His expression turns into an even bigger scowl and he points at Kurodani.
問題はこいつだよ。
私、帰りませんから。
I mean, I think it'd be really dangerous to let her go home right now, but sure. Is that firmly in
なん
response?
でだよ。危ねえってのがわかんねえのか？
危ないのは先輩たちだって一緒でしょ。どうして私だけダメなんですか？
I mean, I feel like everybody else kind of has more like obvious powers, I guess, or an obvious way of kind of figuring things out, or we just know more about the situation so we can kind of like use brain power. Kurodani though, like I said, she has those red eyes. Could be something involving her. She might be more powerful than she lets
お前は
on.
風紀でも特差でもねえんだから。
Hearing that, Kurodani turns towards Heidi with a strange smile on her
風紀
face.
でも特差でもない上にお客さんですよね。ま
こちらは魔術の専門家として残っていただいているんですが。
確かに私はさっきの話も半分くらいしか分かんなかったですけど、
Yeah, it's a valid
だか
point.
らこそ一人で帰るの怖いです。もしその見回ってる風紀の人に私が見つかっちゃった場合はどうなるんです？どっかに連れてかれちゃうの？
No, you. Actually, I wonder. Personally, I wouldn't want. Oh, I'm reading Adeline's lines again.
困るから一応拘束するかしら。
だから門まではさっきの鍵で行けるって言ってるだろ。
回数制限あるんじゃなかったでしたっけ？
一回くらい大丈夫だっての。
その一回が命取りになったら。
なもん、いや、ないとは言えねえけど、でもな。
でもじゃないです。帰らないったら帰りませんから。
Ah, Cardani. Why are you so insistent on staying
だ
here?
ってこんなの見なかったことにして帰れる？古賀だったら帰れるの？
Probably not.
じゃあなんでなんて愚問だよね。本当に危ないのって西寮の子たちなんだよね。私だって西寮にも友達いるよ。クラスにだっているでしょ。知ってるよね、古賀も。
Yeah, of
だから
course.
私も手伝う。どうしても帰らないから。
It's making it hard for us to refuse since we know full well how she feels.
どうしても私たちに任せて退避してはいただけませんか？
先輩たちが信じられないわけじゃないですよ。でも人手足りないんでしょ？
正直全く足りていません。
おい。
これはごまかしようがありませんよ。
Yeah, I mean, it's true. That's the thing, though. Like, sometimes having more people doesn't work out for us. It means more people to get captured or more people to end up turning on us. I think apparently giving up, Muko forces a smile and shrugs her shoulders.
なら手伝います。魔術とかよくわかんないけど、なんかできることあるでしょ？
You understand how dangerous this is gonna be, right? The enemy is desperate, so there's no guarantee we're gonna make it out of this
わ
alive.
かってるつもり。足引っ張っちゃいそうな時は素直におとなしくしてるから。
I'm impressed considering how happy-go-lucky she usually is. Sounds like she understands what she's getting into. She's a homunculus. She's a plant. Don't trust her. Alright, fine.
やったー。さすが小賀だね。話せる。
Don't just flip back to your usual optimism.
マジかよ。
Donnie's great.
知らねえぞ本当に。
まあ猫の手も借りたいって言葉通りの状況なのは確かよ。
そうですね。
We don't know how much mana Cardani has, so she should probably at least be able to use the key of Yanis once without any problems, since even Muko can. As things stand right now, that's extremely valuable to us.
黒谷さん、本当に私たちの指示通りにだけ行動してくださいね。
She gives a salute. Murguma seems to have finally given up as well and sighs heavily.
さて、では本題に戻りますよ。
Okay. Well, she says that Cardani's expression also turns serious, and she immediately keeps quiet and sits up straight. That's why I'm like, she's gotta be. This can't be Cardani. Like, she's like way too, calm. It's her way of showing that she won't get in
ア
the
ーデ
way.
ルハイトさんの話では、こちらには少しだけですが時間の余裕があることが分かりました。
She's referring to how the enemy is probably in the same condition as Mitra after having used such a huge
この
spell.
時間をいかに使うべきか、早急に判断せねばなりません。
I don't know.
何をするにしてもよ、反撃手段は欲しいんだよ。
Is it beneficial for us to keep using the pen and ink to try to get more information? Well, if all work on their side, brute force isn't gonna cut it.
だろ？なあお嬢様、あの気絶させる香水って俺らでも使えるよな。借りられねえか？
I thought we determined we can't get back to the room.
使えるわよ。そうね。ご信用に持っておいてもらうのはいいかもしれないわ。
I mean, I'm sure she has some on her, but I mean, how much?
まだありますか？
材料はまだ部屋にあるからすぐ調合するわ。ちょっと待ってて。
Yeah, I thought we literally determined yesterday that you can't go back because they're probably monitoring it. Eddie opens the door of the hallway and hastily runs off, confirming that there's nobody around. A little bit worried about whether she'll be okay by herself and looks as if they haven't figured out that we're in the East Storm
やっ
yet.
ぱヤヌスの鍵使えないとめんどくせえな。
Yeah, I'm sure they don't know exactly where we are, but they know we have the key of Yanis, so they're just gonna go to the places that we would want to go and make sure we can't, do anything there.
仕方がありません。魔力はできるだけ温存しなければ。
I think it's a bad idea, but maybe with the plot she'll get back. For a long time, you turn safely with the perfume ingredients. Okay, so nobody's monitoring that?
一つ
Oh, they took it all.
悪い知らせがあるわ。
何です？
今私たちが使っている感知素子の香水が手持ちの材料ではもう新しいものが作れないの。
Oh, so they can just teleport to us anytime then with the key.
マジかよ。
もともとヤヌスの鍵対策のために少し複雑な手順をかけて作った香水だからあまり量が作れなかったのよ。
あとどれくらい持ちますか？
このまま全員に使い続けたら明日の夜あたりまでね。
明日の夜。
I mean, hey, that's longer than I thought. When that happens, they'll be able to find us using the
え
key.
え、そうよ。
だったらこっちから何か仕掛けるべきじゃねえのか？
Yeah, but what exactly do you suggest we
や
do?
っぱ優先するならルイじゃね。アーリックってのの暗示を解けりゃルイも起こせるんだよな。
その通りだけれど。
I mean, having Ulrich on our side would be very beneficial. But I thought Heidi slowly shakes her
確
head.
かにルイがいてくれたら心強いけれどアーリックを相手にするのはこの状況ではリスクが高すぎるわ。
Yeah, he's pretty strong. I still want to see him fight Koga, though.
あの人もバインベルガーの魔術師だから香水の対処法はよくわかっている。武器が香水だけでは不利よ。
Right, you're a specialist in that field.
ああ、ルイは難しいか。なら風紀委員はどうだ？
I mean, they're freaking useless. I'm not gonna rely on them. So, they mentioned Ulrich being like, a Weinberger magician and stuff. He knows how to deal with perfumes. Is that merely just a matter of dodging them? Or is there like some countermeasure to like not be affected by them? Because like, wouldn't that be nice to know for everybody? If there was some way to like counteract it so we don't get hit by it? Hold them and hypnotize them now our
手近な
enemies.
ところから見回ってる風紀委員を一人ずつ減らしていくくらいなら俺たちにだってできるだろう。
でも相手の狙いが見えないうちに動くのは危険じゃないかしら。
Yeah, I say don't even bother with those guys. They're probably the least of our problems right now. Looks over at Muko and asks for her opinion. Muko takes a few seconds
一
to
人ず
think.
つ気絶させて連れ去り暗示を解く魔法陣に乗せてという方法は可能だとは思いますが。
Yeah, but I don't think they're very useful, and I just don't know if they'll even pick our side. They're gonna go on the side of where all the other disciplinary committee members are.
それだとおそらくヤヌスの鍵を何度も使用することになります。ですが私たちはマギエではないのでヤヌスの鍵には使用制限がありますね。
Yeah, and as
途
soon
中
as
で
we
破
start
綻しない
doing
でしょう
that,
か。
what if they've been checking in with each other? As soon as they stop checking in with each other, they'll know, like, hey, someone's knocking us out or someone's stealing us, Kidnapping. Shouldn't say steal like they're an object, They might as well be if they're just freaking mindless zombies. Just following orders. Ichiro's probably not waking up anytime soon either. And Heidi's already used the key a bunch of times today. Murakumo's mana supply seems to be on the higher end, but it's too risky since we don't know how much we need to bring back all the disciplinary committee members back. Having Gordani help feels like we'd just be wasting our trump card too. Gordani's our trump
ずっ
card?
と気になっていたのですが。
I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. Been wondering about this for a while now. Unless she's a red-eyed Maggie. Like, if that's the case, then yes. But I don't know. They haven't shown that yet. Muko changes the topic during the break in the conversation.
あの魔法陣わざわざ復元したのになぜ止まっているのでしょうか。
異空間のあれか？そりゃスケープゴートやってた2人が今はいねえし。
そこです。そのミブさんと村雲さんは推測ですが今は向こうに囚われている。つまり手元にいるはずでは。
あ、そうか。
あれだけ大きい魔法陣ならば魔力を流し込んで起動させるのは相当の手間でしょう。だからこそスケープゴートも毎日魔力を注ぎ込んで 魔法陣の力が途切れないようにしていた。
Yeah.
私ならば夜の世界と生徒を作り出すあの魔法陣は完全に停止したりさせずに再利用しようとすると思います。
But that's the problem with it, though. We already know about it.
ましてやミブさんと村雲さんも手元にいるのですからなおさらです。
霞たちを捕まえた時点で修復するのには時間切れだった。
いえ、昨日の時点ではまだかろうじて警報は生きていたわよ。
I thought it was deactivated, though. Well, today it was deactivated. Yesterday it was still active. Let's see, so basically, I think I have an idea what Muko's getting at, so I open my mouth to speak. It was stopped on purpose, yeah. They're saving Kasumi and Tsubaki's mana. That could be true. It was stopped as a result of a teleportation spell. I think it could be either of these top two. I just don't know which one she wants to hear. It was stopped on purpose. They're saving Kasumi and Tsubaki's mana. I'm gonna go with the top one though, but it could be the other one too. I don't know. If they have Tsubaki-chan and Sumi-chan, they should have been able to keep the magic circle going, but they didn't do that, which means they had some reason for
か
switching it
も
off.
しれないということです。
Was I right then? Did I
図書
choose the right
館に行き
option?
ましょう。あの魔法陣がある異空間の作りについて少し調べてみるわ。
お願いします。ですがヤヌスの鍵は村雲くんが持っていてください。
いいのか？帰りは？
感知阻止の香水はまだ効いていますからなんとかなるでしょう。そろそろここも危険かもしれませんから、いざという時はルイさんとミチルさんを即座に逃がせる状態にしておくべきかと。
I don't know how that's gonna work, but sure.
ミチルさんなら黒谷さんでもなんとか扉の向こうまで運ぶくらいなら可能でしょう。
Okay, yeah.
大丈夫です。
She says that excitedly, perhaps happy that she's been given a real task, or excited that she has Murakuma all to herself, along with Louis and Michiru. She can do something devious.
なるほどな。わかった。じゃあ預かる。
なら一応その場合はどこへ移動するか決めておいた方がいいわね。
I don't know. Like I said, I still think it's kind of convenient that she ended up, being in the bureau office and ended up coming back to school. I mean, I understand the logic behind it. She's like, oh yeah, we're going on vacation early. That's kind of weird, but I don't know.
霞の部屋でどうだ？あそこなら風紀委員はすぐには踏み込めないはずだし。
そうですね。ではそこで。
Hadi opens the door to the library and passes the key back to Murakuma afterwards.
気をつけてね。
はい。そちらも十分注意してください。
Hold on the fort while we're gone, Shizuka-chan.
ちゃん言うな。
アイ
Anyways.
ドリング完了ね。行きましょう。
Alright, let's do it. What's that supposed to mean? She seems to have developed a weird understanding of our relationship, but I don't have the time to be asking her about that, so I shrug it off and look through the open door. Okay, coast looks clear.
では行きましょう。
Do-do-do. The library is silent as usual. Passing by here every day to go to the bureau office feels like a distant memory.
異空間。異空間。分類としてはこの辺りのはずなのだけど。
あの空間を構成している形式や情報が載っている本ですよね。この辺りじゃないですね。
Alright, it's time for us to read the Bible. Muko and Heidi look up at the towering bookshelves in search of books pertaining to the other world. It's not exactly something I'm good at, so I'm keeping a lookout instead.
これは魔法陣ではありませんが、このイラスト、あの装置の近くにあったキノコに似ていませんか？
Ooh.
見せて。ラテン語ね。ちょっと古い言い回しだからかなり昔の本だわ。
読めますか？
なんとか。あのキノコも魔術装置のためのものだったみたいよ。
Are those freaking mushrooms gonna be important to the plot? Really?
そうなんですか。魔術の気配はしなかったのでは？
あれそのものが魔術的なものってわけじゃないのよ。でも植物の中では自然に含有している魔力の量が多い品種だったみたい。
So we should take magic mushrooms.
なるほど。
That's what makes them magical. They have more
あの
mana.
ミストのインクが自然に溜まるのと同じように魔力を蓄えていたということですね。
ええ、魔力の多いものを周囲に配置して自然に溜まる分も促進していたのね。
ではあのキノコは魔術的に生やされたものではなく、どこか別の世界では？
そのようね。これは手がかりになるかも。牛尾、これが地名だと思うの。この単語が載っている本を探してみて。この地名の異世界が異空間の構成にいくつか取り入れられていたら、魔法陣の方にも何か使われているかも。
I don't know. Is that other place actually a different world? Like, I'm trying to understand it.
了解しました。
I guess that's why it has different creatures, right? I don't know. This is turning out to be a lot of work. Everything's a lot of work. Like, trying to catch a flying lantern or trying to catch a fairy that just collects keys. Like, everything we've done is a lot of work. We have a big idea of what's going on, so we're desperately grasping at straws. I want to help out, but I'm absolutely hopeless when it comes to knowledge of magic, let alone Latin. Without much else to do, I look amongst the other bookshelves, checking that there's nobody hiding in the shadows. Who was that? A familiar color passes through the corner of my vision. The other girl's skirt from our school uniform. Someone else here. Don't tell me there were students besides Kurodani who stayed behind. I heard they chased after the floating skirt that disappeared behind a bookshelf in the distance, trying my best to make as little noise as possible. She turns around, not looking at all surprised, carrying a large book as she always does. Rito?
あら、お久しぶりね。
Why would they have let Rito out? Hold up, what? But her everyday lives having turned upside down, she shouts gently as if nothing happened at all. Was this because she promised not to, like, say anything?
リトさん？
Izubuko and Heidi heard my surprised voice and then came running over.
本当にリトなの？
She's wary of being an imposter again. Heidi stops moving and scans Rito from top to
本
bottom.
当に？ええ、私は私よ。
She definitely looks like Rito, but since she's homunculus to begin with, we can't use that lamp mist to check. Buko also looks a bit doubtful and calmly poses a
リトさ
question.
ん、いつ戻られたのです？連れ去られていたのでは？
ええ、閉じ込められて困ったわ。どうやって抜け出したの？出してくれたわ。身分椿と村雲かすみが連れてこられて、私は代わりに解放されたの。
Yeah, I mean, that would line up.
どういうことでしょう？スケープゴートの2人とリトさんとではさらわれた理由が違うはずでは？
Yeah, why would they let Rito
あ
go?
の空間はあまり大人数がいると空間を作っているマギへの負担になるからじゃないかしら。
あの空間というのは現在の時間の流れとは断絶した空間のことですね。
そうよ、そういう仕組みなのね。存在する人数、リトが解放されたなら魂の数ではなく純粋に空間内の存在する人数ということね。
I mean, it probably has the souls of everybody else, or their bodies, that is. It probably has a lot of people in
え
there.
え、そういうこと。
Basically, it was overcapacity.
しかもリトさんが戻ったところでミストはすべて札を貼られていますしね。
つづら折坂不人もそう言っていたわ。どのみちミストは札を貼ってあるからしばらく使えないでしょうって。
Worry not, for they shouldn't be able to use any mists when they're all sealed. Ha 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 ha.
使えないでしょう。つまり学園長が敬語で話す相手がそこにいた？
そう話していたわよ。
その場には誰がいましたか？正確に名前を挙げていってください。
つづら折坂不人、正吾院桃香、村雲か
Ah,
すみ、
Momoka.
身分椿、それからもう一人。
もう一人というのは？
それは答えられない。守秘義務に違反するから。
Gosh, you know it's bad when even Rito has to abide by NDAs.
守秘義務ですか。
ええ。私はそれを破れない。
そうでしたね。
Then to think about when Muko asked Rito to keep a secret a while back, Rito did say if she were asked about the matter, she would respond saying that it's a breach of contract. Or contract breach. I'm getting into the NDA. It's a breach of confidentiality. Julie wasn't lying about that, figuring that it'd be impossible to force the answer out of her. Muko doesn't pursue it any further. Oh, hold on. If Rito's here, can't we use that miss? The pen, I mean. Assuming that she means she's the genuine Rito, of course. That quill pen works as expected, we'll know for sure that she's real. Muko nods, having come to the same conclusion.
そうですね。ラズリットの記憶をたどることはできるはず。
手分けしましょう。私はもう少し魔法陣について調べたいから、そちらは任せるわ。
Is that really a good idea? Will you be okay by
気絶
yourself?
させる香水は持ってきているから、何かあったらすぐ逃げるわよ。
わかりました。なら、
Okay.
調べ物はお任せします。私たちとリトさんは部屋へ。
Don't think this is a good idea,
Rito-san,
but so far
申し訳あり
nothing's
ませんが、
happened.
お手伝いください。
構わないわよ。
Oh. I love when Rito says it like that. It almost seems like we're friends, you know? Oh, Michiru can wake up. Murkum has the key of Vienna, so we have no choice but to walk back. Thankfully, Muko and I are protected by the perception blocking perfume, but if anyone discovers Rito, it's game over. I'll take the lead, Muko. You follow behind me with
わか
Rito.
りました。リトさん、風紀委員が見回っていますが、姿を見られないよう気をつけてください。
わかったわ。
She doesn't ask why and obediently follows our orders. I guess she doesn't care at all why we're asking her to do this. I know full well that she's a homunculus, but I get mixed feelings every time I'm reminded of that fact. Okay, let's go. I wonder if they're gonna do some big plot point like, okay, Lazaret was good the entire time. Which I'm kind of thinking that Lazaret is good. I'm thinking something happened. Like either someone, you know, tried to make her do something she didn't want to do, or she made a bad deal, or she associated with the wrong person. I think it's something like that, and that's what ended up happening. Maybe she ended up trusting, you know, her daughter. Maybe she ended up trusting somebody else. I want to believe that she's good at this point. I really do. Where was I going with this? Oh, I'm wondering, since she was a time Maggie, okay, let's assume that she can read the future. Or she can at least look to the past, maybe something like that. I'm wondering if she left Rito on purpose. Like, Rito was created and was, you know, told to kind of stay at the school, maybe to, like, help somebody out. Like, that's why she kind of has all this knowledge. I wonder if she's kind of crucial in that way. Like, she's kind of a gift to the present, per se. Because I would like to think that Lazaret, let's assuming Lazaret's good, that Lazaret knows she can't fix the situation by herself. Saying that to stop myself out of, I leave the library with Muko and Rito. I also want to say that because she knows how to manipulate time, that she's not dead. I don't think that's at the case at all. But we'll see. We'll see. Spot several disciplinary committee members along the way, but since they won't notice us unless we make some loud noise, moving wasn't too much of a hassle. We reached Tsubaki-chan's room faster than expected and opened the door with relief.
Rito?
Murkum was in shock after seeing the three of us walk in. I know, like, who would have thought Rito would just, like, come back? I do wonder if they let her go on purpose for some other reason. If she's not, like, cloaked by that perfume, could they, like, teleport to her?
お前、捕まってたんじゃなかったのか？
ええ、そうよ。
I don't know, though. Maybe they just kind of assume that they don't need to really hide her anymore, because she's maybe not too useful. But I'm wondering if they let her go on purpose as a way of, like, getting to us.
なんでいるんだ？
I don't know. We don't really know too much about what their big plan is. I mean, we have an idea of maybe their overall goal, you know, reviving night students, but we don't really even know necessarily the whole reasoning behind why they're doing that.
解放されたそうです。
え？学園長たちが解放したってことか？
I'm sure we got many more plot twists coming up.
ですが、悪い知らせもあります。
However, I have some bad news. When we tell him that Smoky-chan and Sumi-chan took Rito's place as captives, as expected, Murakumo bites his lip in frustration.
バリか。捕まってるだろうとは思ってたけどよ。
Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. He and Vienna's not working was practically conclusive evidence, but he wanted to grasp onto the fate hope that they might have found some way to conceal themselves since they're Maggie. I don't know. I feel like they've not been like super helpful when it comes to like big things like this. I feel like I don't know. They're probably one of the first ones to get captured. Losing even that must have hit him hard.
リトだけでも戻ったのは朗報だ。
Like, I do hope old and Maggie like end up being able to do something cool in the end, like to kind of save everybody. That would be nice. I would like Shizuka to get more moments, like to kind of save the day too. And I'd like to see Koga, of course, get another awesome moment. I mean, he's had some pretty cool ones, but ultimately it feels like we get captured by some kind of mist or whatever. Kind of sucks. Takes a deep breath and pulls himself together. He's a surprisingly tough guy. I guess he's grown since the incident he caused because of Sumi-chan.
あれ使うんだろ羽ペン。
ねえ、そのつもりです。
なら、俺がやるしかねえな。
Are you sure you can handle
て
it?
めえが心配すんな気色悪い。何やわじゃねえよ。
Not worried about you. I'm just worried about how you won't be able to use the key of Vienna's when push comes to shove, Shizuka-chan.
いちいちちゃん言うな。
No, I refuse. Absolutely not. If only Michiru would wake up.
呼んだ。
Oh, great. Hearing my blanket rustle, I see Michiru. My blanket rustle? What do you mean your blanket? Did you bring that over from your room? I mean, I guess. Michiru turning over and opening her eyes. Oh, you were awake.
枕元であれだけ騒げば目も覚めると思いますが。
Yeah, but Michiru's not a normal person, okay? Let's just be honest.
すまん。大丈夫か、みちる。
何が？
She starts fidgeting. I see that's because she saw Rito.
こんにちは。こんにちは。
Don't be so shy the moment you wake up. You really need to fix that. I mean, I would be kind of thrown off too if I woke up and then, you know, a bunch of people around me and then somebody I thought like was gone suddenly appeared.
この人がリトさんですよ。いつもは図書館にいてミストの管理をされているホムンクルスです。
Oh, so she hasn't even met Rito. Has she not met Rito yet? I guess not. I mean, so then she's just startled because there's someone she doesn't know in the room. You mentioned before that she went missing.
なんかそんな話してた。
I wasn't aware she hadn't met her. Sometimes she's awake when we have our group discussions, but she's been sleeping through them for the most part. I guess she doesn't remember.
リトさん、彼女は古賀くんの妹さんでミチルさんです。
古賀みちる？同じ名前なの？
Oh.
そっちが本物のみちるで、この子がはなんて言った？
How dare you not remember my name, Shizuka-chan? Didn't take you long to forget it. It's Mitsuyoshi.
あなたが古賀光義。そしてこちらが妹の古賀みちるね。わかったわ。
I don't know. Is it good that we're telling Rito about our sister? I don't know how I feel about that. He accepts it instantly, not surprised about it at all. Because I don't think they know about our sister yet, and it's really probably good that they don't. I don't know. Would Momo know? No? Momo wouldn't know? I'm not sure. Ichiru stares at Rito, looking puzzled by this. I'll explain everything to you, so get up if you can. It's the complete opposite of how I'm always telling her to sleep, so she obediently gets out of bed, having realized that something important has happened. That's the gist of it. With Rito back, we'd like to use the quill pen.
そっか。
Wow, that was a short explanation. Glances over at Murakumo. It seems that she's worried after hearing that his sister was indeed captured. Noticing that, Murakumo asks Rito again.
別にかすみもみぶさんも何もされてねえんだよな。
ええ、特に何も。眠っていたわ。
I know, you can do a lot of things to someone while they're asleep.
なら当面そっちは大丈夫だ。悪いな、心配させちまって。
うん。
She shakes her head
無事なら
hesitantly.
よかった。じゃあ早くミスト使ってみよう。
She wants to help out however she can. Taking the initiative, she reaches for the box and takes out the black pen.
お願いします。無理をしない程度でいいですから。
Luca opens up the black notebook and places it in front of Michiru.
大丈夫。前にやった時もしんどくはならなかったから。
Yeah, Michiru's just like casually putting a ton of mana into it. Like it's no big deal. We were talking back then about how simply letting mana flow into the mist isn't that taxing.
じゃあ始めるね。
So I think what's gonna happen here is we're gonna find out something big about Lazaret. I don't know if after that someone's gonna like find us, or if we're gonna like then start putting a plan into motion and then we're gonna get like foiled. I guess I think it's gonna be a little bit of effort to take them down for sure. But I feel like we're kind of at a point where it's been a bit of a lull right now. Like we're just kind of in a downtime to kind of, you know, discovering things. But I feel like after this, something big's gonna happen. I think it's about time. Puts the pen on top of the notebook and holds her hand above it to supply it with mana. Looks like she's gotten the hang of it after having done it once before, as the pen doesn't do anything strange this time before starting to write. I want to know more about Lazaret, though. Her ceramic doll that she's treasured all this time broke. Before she came here, she was always carrying it lovingly in her arms. It was my fault, I can't believe I dropped it. Goes without saying that she's depressed, tears rolling down her cheeks as she picks up the fragments and places them on top of a beautiful cloth. I'm sure the doll knows that you didn't drop her on purpose. Mother, yes, but don't cry now, you'll make her sad too if you do. Okay, what do I do? The doll's been completely shattered to pieces, unable to be repaired. Though, maybe it can be restored using magic. Should I really go down that route? If something breaks, I can easily fix it with magic. There's a risk that she'll end up getting into that mindset. Taking that point of view, although I feel sorry for her, I can't restore it so lightheartedly. Shall we bury her? I was debating it for a while, but I decided to have her say goodbye. I don't want her to grow up relying on magic. I want her to learn that regaining something you have lost is not an easy task. I mean, I think as a parent, I agree with that. I've tried to teach my daughter, because she got into this habit of throwing things. And she would throw it to places like, you know, we have like child gates, you know, so she can't just wander around the house because she likes to just grab things wherever. I left the room for a minute and I walked back and she grabbed like, you know, like baby wipes. She was just like pulling them out. Like she does that. Like she has to be doing something all the time and she has to be like grabbing things and it's never what I want her to do. But like, so we have these baby gates. Oh, no, I already explained that. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So we have the baby gates and stuff, and she like threw something over it, or like when she's in her car seat, she'll throw something that, you know, she was playing with or something she's eating. And I've tried to teach her like, hey, when you throw that, you're not going to be able to always walk and go grab it. You know, you can't just throw things out of your reach and then expect to be able to grab them again. I'm not going to just hand it to you every time, you know, because I have other things going on, like especially if I'm driving, I can't be doing that. So I tried to like instill that into her. Whether she's learned that, who knows? But I think it's a good lesson to like teach kids, like that once you lose something, it's not easy to get it back, or sometimes you don't get it back. That doesn't always necessarily have to be a bad thing. I think like probably death is one of the big things that's really hard to teach somebody about, because it's like nobody wants to hear that they lost something they love. Like maybe it's a person, maybe it's a pet, maybe it's an object. Nobody wants to accept that they don't have that anymore, especially if they were close to it, right? That's a really hard lesson to teach, but you kind of have to teach it like smaller. Like, hey, if you throw something across the gate, you can't get there anymore. I'm not necessarily going to open it for you so you can grab it. You need to take better care of it and hold on to it while you have it. Take the cloth with the remnants of the doll and bury it in the corner of the garden, making a grave. I'm sorry, thank you for being with me all this time. Goodbye. She held her hands in prayer for a long time. Seems that her classmates saw her like that. Mother, look. It's been a while since I've seen her smile so brilliantly. In her arms is the cloth doll. My, how cute. Where does she come from? My friends gave her to me. They told me to cheer up and said that she won't break even if I drop her. That's great. They gave her a cloth doll. Is that supposed to be Sumi-chan? Made everyone worry about me. That's why they all came up with this. I see you have some amazing friends. Yes, Mother, I'm so happy. I'm sure she's happy about her friends, trying to cheer her up, then getting a new doll. I secretly went to check up on her at school. Thank goodness you came back to your usual self. Thanks. Sorry for making you worry. It's fine. We're glad you like her. She's so cute. I keep her by my pillow and sleep with her, and she's smiling happily surrounded by her classmates. What a relief. Made her experience something sad, but I definitely made the right choice. Kind of related to something I was thinking about last night. Like, I was thinking about my cat. My cat was, like, kind of, you know, laying next to me and purring and things like that, you know? And I was kind of thinking about how I take that for granted sometimes. Like, I'm so used to having her around, and it's like, I love her so much. So, like, I know I was kind of thinking, like, a morbid thing about, like, what if she died? Because she's getting up there in age. She's, like, almost 10 years old, or maybe she is 10. I don't actually know. No. I don't know. I'd have to think back when I got her. But, I just thought about, like, how it's really sad. Like, and I was sad when the first cat I ever had died, right? I was really close to him, and he passed away. And then I kind of think about how I got the cat that I have now almost to, like, replace him. But, like, that's not really how that works. It's like, yes, I'm really happy about the cat I have right now. Like, she's definitely great and she makes me happy, but it's like, it doesn't really necessarily replace those memories of the first cat I had when I was a child. And you know, I love them both. So it's kind of interesting hearing that after I was just thinking that last night. So she's kind of replaced her doll. I don't think it necessarily, like, erases the memories of the first one, but, you know, it certainly helps kind of ease your pain. Sorry, I'm reminiscing about a lot of things this video, I guess. I haven't really done that lately.
最初の方にも抱いていたと出てきていましたね。
壊れちゃったんだね。
How do you make a doll out of ceramics? Isn't ceramics like kind of a harder material? Is that with a sigh? The cool pen wobbles in the air, urging us to
続き
continue.
をお願いします。
After Muko flips the page of the notebook, the pen starts writing out memories again. Okay, well, I'm glad we're at least, like, getting into the memories. I want to hear more. I kind of, like, I don't know if I have enough, like, spare time to do this. I would love to know, like, if we read how much words we get each time we do this. You know how it's supposed to have only so much ink. I wonder if it's, like, the exact same word count that it runs out each time, or around the same, or if it's just kind of whatever. Like, it just kind of decides when it wants to end. Something tragic happened. There's been news that one of her friends who gave her the new doll lost her family in an accident. Wow, okay. What do I do, Mother? She looks really sad. Yes, that's to be expected. When I was feeling down, she cheered me up, so I wanted to do something for her now. She's worried about her friend, and a pain expression appears on her face. So I was thinking about giving her a doll as a present, too. I understand how you feel, but I don't think a doll is going to fill the hole in her heart. I can't? It's not that you can't. I'm sure she'd be happy about your feelings, but a doll is different. Carefully thinks this over. She understands that her friend lost something precious, however, she doesn't quite grasp the idea that trying to cheer her up in the same way won't work. Yeah, I think different people kind of get cheered up in different ways. Like, some people, I think after something happens, need to be alone, right? Some people want companionship, maybe from others, maybe from a pet, or maybe from, like, a doll. Everyone kind of, like, copes differently. I think it would be best to give her some time alone. And I mean, I don't think there's really a great way to cope. Like, after you lose somebody, I mean, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, that's such, like, a heartbreaking, tragic thing if you were close to them. It's like, what's the right answer to, like, comforting you? Because it's like, that's not something you can just make go away, right? Oh, it won't work. Yes, it's unfortunate, but dolls are different from family, from people. Different from people, okay, I understand. She nods and I feel a bit relieved. I feel like Kral really taught her, like, some good lessons, and it's kind of sad to see that she ended up going insane and kind of forgetting these lessons because she ended up, making the homunculus, and it seemed like she kind of disregarded all of this advice. Like, hey, I feel like homunculuses are kind of like dolls. I mean, look at Fujito. Like, she literally looks like a doll. It's kind of interesting that she, she disregarded this in some way and ended up relying too much on the dolls. I had an urgent piece of business to attend to overseas. That's why I wanted to understand no matter what. Was it my fault? Dolls are different. Was it my explanation from family? Was I in too much of a rush from people? I never imagined that things would turn out this way. Okay.
何か起きたみたいだぞ。
続き気になる。
焦ってはダメですよ。また時間が飛んでしまうかもしれません。
頑張る。一滴ずつ、一滴ずつ。
I do like this kind of dual storytelling, though. I always like things like this. It reminds me of Danganronpa 3, the anime, where they had the two kind of split series going on at the same time. They had like the hope arc and the despair arc. I really liked how they did that, and it kind of like, it seemed almost like two separate stories at first, and then they kind of like slowly intertwine, like they're kind of connected in a way, and you need to watch both to kind of understand. It was a little bit confusing if you didn't really understand that, though. I remember everyone was saying like, hey, just watch one episode and then watch the other. You had to go back and forth, and that's how I watched it, and I really enjoyed it that way. I could see, though, if you just watched one series and then watched the other, that would be really confusing. I wouldn't recommend that, but I really liked how they did that, and that's kind of what we're doing here. We're kind of just going back and forth to get the full story, which can be tedious. I mean, it is, but it's one of those things that ends up being rewarding in the end. Tries to focus by repeating that to herself. As Louis said, the fine regulation is, it's mentally taxing, and it might be even harder for Michiru since she has so much mana. Nevertheless, the pen doesn't show any strange behavior and continues to operate smoothly. A long business trip was finally over, and I returned to the school. Can't wait to see her again, however. Welcome back, Mother. She comes running up to me, beaming. Goes without saying that I embraced her in response. Thanks, have you been a good girl while I was gone? Of course, Mother. Hee. Actually, what happened? She looks awfully excited. Sure must be good news about her friend who was depressed. Well, there's someone I want to introduce you to. Introduce, don't I already know your friends. This is someone different. Her. She points behind. I see her classmates there as well as an unfamiliar face. That's right, Mother. You could tell right away, couldn't you? Not trying to describe the shock I felt. I could tell at a glance that she was not human. She was the work of a Maggie's blood. Traces of magic surrounding her body gave it away. But what is this unease I feel? She's our friend. See, everyone's getting along with her. What, but isn't she a homunculus? Wow, Mother, you could tell by just looking. Yeah, that's right. I made her. So is this, Fujito, then? What's the matter? But why? Do I see a soul inside of her? Homunculi do not have souls. This has been common sense in ancient times for as long as magic has existed, a hard and fast rule. Yet I created it. I didn't want to hear that. I figured it out halfway through, and she says it proudly. I created it, Mother. You did. Yes, because if she didn't have a soul, she'd be nothing more than a doll, correct? Nothing more than a doll, different from dolls, different from people. The words I told her spin around in my mind. So I told her to have a soul. I created it. Unbelievable. I feel like I'm about to pass out. She created a soul, a life. Using magic intentionally, an artificial one. Okay, so a little bit different than what I was thinking. I was thinking that the whole thing about not being able to transfer your soul into a homunculus and use it as like a separate body was a lie. I didn't think you could. I thought you could do that. Versus where Louis was told that he couldn't. So she created a soul. How do you create a soul? Nobody hasn't been able to do that before. Nobody has ever tried. I don't know. I feel like if there was magicians and they thought of that idea, maybe they would try. But Go against nature would be a sin. People do sinful things all the time. Mother, what's wrong, Mother? Why? Mother, are you not happy? She's different from a doll. You can't. Surprised by my outburst, she shrinks away. I have to teach her that this is something that should never happen. I may end up making her cry, but at the very least, listen, you are never to create another homunculus like her ever again. If this is indeed Fuhito, or maybe it's, I don't know. I thought she made Fuhito later. I think that was after. So who is this then? Is this Angel? I'm just trying to think, because I think it was after the event, and I don't think that event happened yet. Because wasn't the event where she technically died? Am I thinking wrong? A sin. A sin. Creating an artificial light that never existed is something that should never be done. I don't understand. Yes, it is something difficult to grasp, but please promise me you'll never do this again, okay? Promise. Please, I want you to promise me. Okay, I promise. Thank you, you're a good girl. She doesn't yet understand what is right and what is wrong, but that's something I have to teach her. No matter how long it takes, I have to make her understand the gravity of what she's done. Assuming this is before, like, the fire and everything that happened, then this has got to be somebody else. It's got to be, like, Angel or somebody that she ended up creating. Something's weird. I can't properly explain it, but something feels strangely out of place. That would make sense if Angel was created by her before all that went down. I really want to go back and read what she said during the fire, because maybe she thinks Angel ended up starting the fire. I don't know, because if Angel was connected to both the fire at the school, they said they saw somebody there they didn't know. No, because the students would have known her. She just had all her classmates around. Frick, I don't know. You're probably excited. Something feels strange out of place. Wondering if Luca's feeling the same way. I look at her out of the corner of my eye, but can't figure out what she's thinking. Looks like she's picked up on it. She may already have an idea to begin with. Sure, Donnie was looking out the window, probably bored from not understanding what's going on, so he turns to us and raises her voice. I did say that something was going to happen after we found out some information here. I told you guys it was time for something to happen. It's been too long, and as soon as we find out some kind of crucial information, then, you know, they're going to start doing something. Push over the window to see that there are several disciplinary committee members surrounding the building. Get the perception blocking perfume on us, but they might still find us if they search hard enough. I don't know how I feel about us suddenly moving like this. Using the key, Vienna's Murakuma opens the door to his sister's room in the clock tower. The rest of us get up and walk towards the door. Huh? What's wrong with that luggage, Kurodani? She follows after the others will carry an awfully large bag. Nobody sees a red flag with that. Really, nobody has a problem with this. Kurodani suddenly being here. She's carrying a large bag of something. Huh. Nah, nothing suspicious. Oh, absolutely not. Well, she probably had a lot of things to take home with her from the holidays, but she was carrying something that big when I saw her. Was she carrying something that big when I saw her before that? Maybe she gotta change the clothes from her room. Alright, we should let Heidi know that we moved. I'll hand over. That was the most obvious red flag I've ever seen. Like, nobody's questioning this whatsoever. Oh, Atsumoko's already in Suichan's room. We should save our mana for the key, right? I'll be back so you guys keep going with the diary. No, I don't want to split up right now. I want to know what's going on in the diary. With that, I leave Tsubaki-chan's room and go to the hallway. When I find Heidi in the library and tell her we're moving, she comes back with me and arrive at Sumi-chan's room together. Okay, good. That seemed to have gone well, but nobody's gonna question Maya. Are we gonna find out that Soraya is actually a homunculus, and she's the homunculus with a soul? Something like that? I've already told Heidi the gist of it, but how much further did you get?
また暴走してしまいまして。
Or I guess it's Sora. I keep calling her Soraya. I guess it's pronounced Sora, so I should call her Sora. It went berserk again. The quill pen is lying on top of the notebook without any sign of movement. Apparently it started spinning like crazy and then you rush to stop it.
ごめん、なんかうまく一滴ずつができなくなっちゃって。あら、場所が変わったせいかしら。
ここが通常の空間と異なる場所のせいでしょうか。
そうかもしれないわ。だとしたら慣れれば大丈夫だと思うけれど。
Get some rest then. He becomes upset and dejected. He'll be all right once you get used to this place. There's no need to rush it.
ありがとう。
I feel like we just learned something. And then Kurodani is so suspicious. I'm suspicious of her now that she suddenly appeared out of nowhere with red eyes, okay? And then she has something large in her bag, which I think is probably a person, I'm gonna assume, like a homunculus. A large bag should be able to fit a homunculus. They're pretty small. So I'm just like, red flags, you know, the alarm's going off in my head, you know, my spider sense is tingling. And then looks around the interior of the room. She's trying her best to become accustomed to this place.
そっちは図書館には何か手がかりはあったのか？
残念ながら芳しくはないわ。あの異空間自体が魔力によって形成されているってことくらいかしらね。
どこか別の世界に通じていたわけではなく、空間そのものが魔術により作り出されていたということですね。
そういうこと。あの変な生き物、あれはキノコとは別の世界にいるはずのものだったの。
なるほど。あちこちから有用な存在を持ってきて構成していたわけですね。
Looks like a lot of work went into it.
だからあの異空間自体を全部使って、それで食の日の代替にしようとしているのではないかと思うのだけど。
So, like, create a world that artificially has a day of the eclipse?
そうなるよ。いろんなものを配置して空間自体に自然に発生している魔力を高めてある。
Okay, so they're letting nature naturally create a ton of mana.
そう思うわ。でもそれって魔法陣を停止させた明確な理由にはなっていないのよね。
そうですね。
Hearing Hattie's explanation, Muko furrows her brow and goes deep into thought. The mood in the room is heavy since we're stuck at yet another impasse. Having detected that, Kurodani pipes up.
ねえ、じゃあちょっと休憩しようよ。
What was that sound? What the heck is that? Kurodani opens the massive bag she was guarding and lays out all sorts of food.
ほらほら、腹が減っては戦はできぬって言うでしょ。
Really? They're trolling me right now. Really? You go out of your way to say it's a large bag. You go through, like, oh, I don't remember seeing that, you know, when she first got here. It's a freaking bag full of snacks. They're trolling me right now. They made me think something big was happening. I still think there's something going on with it. There's no way they're just trolling. Not the first time they trolled. Fajito's route, troll. Bread, milk carton, salad. They don't something. You have milk cartons in here and salad? Where'd you get all this?
この牛乳パック。
Oh, so you just grabbed a large bag and loaded up.
うん。今朝まだみんな起きてなかった時にちょっともらってきた。
ちょっとじゃねえだろ。
細かいことは気にしない。籠城戦みたいなもんなんだから。兵糧大事でしょ。
Okay, sure, yeah.
そうだけどよ。ほら、子がチリペッパーサンドもあるよ。
Oh, you sure are thoughtful.
任せてよ。タバスコもあるよ。
Tabasco's not good, guys. Don't fall for it. Go with Cholula. Cholula's better. Like, almost any other brand is better than freaking Tabasco. Hunger suddenly wells up at the sight of all this food before me. And to think of it, it's been a while since I last ate, and seeing this made my body painfully aware of the fact. But honestly, if you want something better than hot sauce, I mean, hot sauce is good occasionally too, but just go with sriracha. Sriracha's awesome. So versatile. I put that on everything.
そうね。 空腹で動けなくなっても意味がないし。
確かにいただくべきですね。
We're gonna sit here having a little picnic, huh?
でしょでしょ。さあ食べよう。
Plot twist, she's poisoned all the food. She's used magic on it so it'll like make us fall asleep. She's working with the enemy right now. What if I do? Here, have some to me, true.
いただきます。どうぞどうぞ。で、元は私のじゃないんだけどね。
She's admitting to it. It wasn't mine to begin with. She got it from the enemy. She's hypnotized. Yeah.
調子のいいやつだな、まったく。
What a smooth talker. Yeah, they're literally throwing it in our face.
ありがてえけどさ。
This is a plant by the enemy.
じゃあいただきます。
This is like that Team Fortress 2 video where it's like, it could be any one of us.
いただきます。
For some reason, this is beckoning me over. What's up? Pretending to pick up a bun and move
辛
closer
く
to her.
ありませんが、これも食べてください。
What?
だ
Why?
って君は人より食べないと。
Oh, I see. She's worried about me because of my illness. His illness that literally just makes him swole. Picking up on that, Kurodani takes out a bunch of rice balls from inside her bag and piles them in front of me. I kept thinking like that was the sound she was making just walking, but I'm realizing like that's her picking up the bag and placing it somewhere else. Because like it's just full of shit.
いっぱいあ
Not
るから
actual
大
shit,
丈
but you know
夫。
what I mean.
獅子型に先輩もちゃんと食べてくださいね。
どうして？
Kurodani shouldn't know about my illness. Surprised by her actions, Muko eyes wide and she unintentionally asked the question out loud.
だって子がお昼休みとかすっごいいっぱい食べてるし。
He probably does eat a lot. Oh yeah, is that something you're concerned? Looks conflicted. Possibility of being asked why she was the only one saying thanks to everyone crossed her mind. However, Kurodani doesn't seem concerned about that. Replies you're welcome and starts stuffing her face with a sandwich. Sure hope Muko's not thinking about something strange again. I'm telling you guys, it's Kurodani, evil. He just fed us, and look, now they're coming up the stairs. After we're all fed, we can't move anymore.
あら、牛尾、食事はもういいの？
ええ、私はもう十分いただきました。
After having a quick meal with the provisions that Kurodani brought, we're taking a break so that Michiru-san can rest. Adelaide's san said that she was curious about the magic circle at the top of the clock tower and went to take a look. I couldn't bear to just sit still, so I followed after her.
やはり魔法陣には変化はありませんか？そうですか。
Good that nothing's happening. That just means it's not happening here. That's what that means. I still can't relax. Something the matter?
なんだか落ち着かないわね。牛尾らしくないわ。
Yeah, we're just stuffing our faces while the enemy is like putting their plan into motion. What am I doing? My lack of composure is obvious enough to the point that even Adelheid-san has noticed.
なんなの？気になることがあるなら話してみてよ。
それが事件とは何の関係もないので。
わかってるわよ、そんなの。事件のことならあなたが逡巡する理由がないし、まだ確信がないだけなら単に黙ってるでしょ。事件に集中できないような何かがあるってことよね。
It was her little session with Koga up on the roof.
すみません。
謝ることないじゃない。
でもそんな場合じゃないのに。
そんな場合じゃないのだから話してすっきりするならすべきでしょ。私でよかったら聞いてあげてもいいわよって言ってるの。
We're gonna have girl talk. Feigning indifference, she turns her face away. She says that. What a kind person. She's even embarrassed I know she's worried about me. So charming that I can't help but smile. Normally I'd pretend that it's nothing, but the words came flooding out my mouth because of this.
黒谷さんが。
Oh, it's about Kurodani.
マヤは何？
こんな話をしている場合ではないのですが、でも気になったことを放置しておくと
She jealous of
集
her?
中できなくて。
Is that what this is about?
わかってるったら言い訳はいいから早く話しなさいよ。
言い訳ではなく。
言い訳でしょ。マヤがどうかしたの？ 早く言いなさい。
詳しすぎるのではないかと。
Is Ushio picking this up? I can't tell if she's talking about their relationship or
詳
not.
しいって何が？魔術のことや学園のことはほとんど何も知らない子みたいだけど。
What do you think?
そういったことではなく、その
Oh, okay, that's what she's talking about. There's no way Kurodani's good.
です。
Everyone keeps they keep bringing it up that Kurodani is this or that, kind of weird, right? And then they deflect. They're like, oh no, it's just Kurodani. Kurodani's oblivious to everything. Those are the characters that know the most because they're pretending. I can't believe I ever trusted Kurodani. She was always asking about my secrets, always acting like she's heard rumors. She's literally pointing us to things to get us into situations. It all makes sense now. Kurodani is the mastermind. I can't believe I ever... Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room full of rats, and rats drive me crazy. I've been hearing that meme everywhere. I'm going crazy just thinking about this right now. Kurodani does know a lot about him, but I think either Kurodani is some kind of evil person, or she just has a crush on Koga. I think that's what it is.
ですから辛いものが好きだとか、たくさん食べることとか知りすぎというか、なぜそこまで把握しているのかという
You're jealous.
疑問。
Adeline-san doesn't say anything and I end up rambling on.
つまりマヤは古賀のことを必要以上に観察してやしないかってこと？
So I know in their perspective this probably just looks like Maya is interested in Koga. I think realistically though, some of those things are just being a good friend. I feel like a good friend is observant of other people, is observant of you as a person. They should know kind of your interests and be aware of those things, right? I feel like as I would want a friend like that. I would want a friend who knows, I got certain things going on. I can't eat gluten, so I would love a friend that realizes, hey, you can't eat gluten, so I'm gonna make sure if I'm trying to offer you something that it's gluten-free, right? Those are just kind of dietary things, or she's kind of observant about him eating a lot, liking spicy foods. I mean, that's I feel like that's pretty easy to notice though, if you always see somebody putting a ton of hot sauce on something. I've definitely noticed people like that before, but that's just being a good friend, right?
そうです。そういうことです。必要以上にです。やはりそう見えますか？
いえ、別に。
そうですか。
Oh, Adelheid, that was great. I love it.
だってクラスメートなんでしょ？
Yeah,
数
that's
回
what I'm
食事してい
saying
る
though.
ところを見たら気づいてもおかしくないことばかりじゃない？
I do think a good friend would notice things outside of that, but she literally just listed 2 food-based things, and it's they've eaten lunch together, so of course she's noticed that. I mean, you just kind of naturally do.
それは確かに。
他に何か心当たりがある行動とかあるの？
If she's noticing maybe the perfume, well, I was about to say perfume, the cologne, that's the right word, not perfume, it's cologne for guys. That maybe if she notices the kind of cologne he wears, or is noticing the kind of I don't know, other more intimate details, I would say yeah, she's into him,
別に何か具体的な行動をしているわけでもないんですが。
But just noticing what somebody eats, I don't think is crazy.
ただ
彼女の古賀君を見る目がただのクラスメートに対するものではない気がして。私の考えすぎでしょうか？
I love
アーデルハ
so
イトさんには
much.
どう見えます？
I love so much that they're talking about seeing him as, her seeing him as more than a classmate, and they put this freaking smug looking picture of her. I love it. Freaking smug Kurodani. I need to make that into an emote for the Discord. That would be great. Tilts her head as she thinks. She must be considering all of her interactions with Kurodani-san up until now.
私としては特に変わったことはないように思うわ。
I mean, I think you could interpret her as grabbing a bunch of food and then, you know, offering it to him. Maybe as a little bit of a flirting thing. I don't know.
そうですか。
Like taking advantage of the information she knows. Like, oh, I know he likes spicy and I know he likes to eat a lot of food, so I'm gonna make sure I bring the Tabasco and bringing a lot of food, you know, to get on his good side. She did do both of those things, so I guess you could maybe say that's a little bit flirty. I don't know. Am I overthinking this, guys? Am I really putting this much effort into deciding whether she's into him or not? Which I already know that she is a little bit. At least I think so. I breathe a sigh of relief when I
で
hear
は
that.
やはり私の主観が間違っているということですね。
Just plot twist. She's actually evil.
そうね。気にしすぎじゃない？
She put something in the Tabasco.
わか
That's
り
what
ま
she
した 。
did. That way
すみ
nobody
ま
else
せん
would eat it except
こん
for
な時
her
に変
or
なこ
for
とを
him and
聞いてし
Michiro.
まって集中します。
別に
Yeah, let's
恐
focus
縮
on the
される
incident
ほ
at
どの
hand.
ことではないわよ。女の子だものね。
Yeah, girls can be jealous creatures, that's for sure.
はい。
I mean, guys definitely get jealous too. I feel like girls more so. Or at least they're more vocal about it. Let's say
大
that.
事なことだもの。集中できなくなるのも無理はないでしょ。命短しとかって言葉もあるわよね。この国には。
Life is short.
命。
What follows after is life is short. Fall in love girls?
何か誤解を。
Why did it sound like there was an explosion? Then gives a mischievous chuckle. I thought something bad was about to happen and it was just her about to burst. Then gives a mischievous chuckle.
こう見えて恋バナって嫌いじゃないの。
That's not a surprise to me whatsoever.
だから誤解で。
はいはい。誤解誤解。
アーデルハイトさん。
あんまり大きな声出すと。大丈夫。何話してたかなんて言わないから。そこまではしたなくないわ。
This is what Ushio needed, a little bit of girl time.
ありがとうご。
My ears are burning. I don't even want to think about how red my cheeks are.
もっと自信持っていいと思うけど。あなた、自分が思ってるよりチャーミングよ。
Interesting. She gives a cutesy wink before descending the stairs.
本当にこんな時に私ってば一体。
I have to calm myself down. Still, I feel something warm in my heart begin to blossom because of her words.
ありがとう、アーデルハイトさん。
Might be more fortunate than I thought.
待ってて。私には、私たちにはとっても頼りになる仲間がいるわ。
I take a deep breath. Heading down, I manage to return with steady steps to the room where everyone is waiting. That was a nice moment between them. Oh, you're back. Michiro says she thinks she can do
そう
it
です
now.
か。お待たせしました。
僕も今なんとなくそう思っただけだから。
Her cheeks are ever so slightly tinged with red as she shakes her head and waves her
また
hand.
変なことになったらごめんね。
そん時はまた別の場所に移動するなり何か考えりゃいいんだよ。
そうよ。慌てなくていいわ。ありがとう。頑張ってね。
Good luck. As I take a look at the people surrounding and encouraging Michiro-san, I take a seat next to Kogaku, almost out of habit. When Michiro-san holds her hand out, the black quill pen floats into the air.
できそう。
Nice, just stay calm
いい具合
now.
に調整できてるわ。そのまま続けて。
Huh, so I thought something big was about to happen. Didn't quite happen that way, but maybe we need a little bit more information. And then they're gonna come knocking in the doors. They're gonna be like, FBI, open up! Pen operates as expected, begins to write in the notebook. Okay, let's see what we figure out from this. So she created a homunculus. She created an artificial soul. Oh hey, it's the same thing we've seen quite a few times. For the festival at school today, seeing her play happily with her group of friends, her classmates, as well as that girl gives me mixed feelings. Is this the festival in 1992 with Furu Yamachi? The one there was a poster for? Grapes over there are super yummy. Really? Try them, I recommend them. Thanks, I will. Should we go together then? Okay. Takes a girl to the stall her friends recommended. All I can do is watch them from a distance. It's plainly obvious that she cares a lot about the girl, and that girl cares a lot about her. Or she's not a regular girl, she's a Maggie. She possesses red eyes, an infamous Maggie of Calamity. Can I just leave her alone like this? I can't reverse the fact that she was born. That's the thought that briefly crossed my mind. Isn't the vessel where she got the water balloon?
そうだよね。
ラズリットとセディって一緒に行ってはしゃいでたんじゃなかったか？
別のお祭りかしら。でも時系列的には近いはずよね。
Let's keep going and see. Muko seems to have figured out something out and presses Mitra to continue. I'm glad she's figured something out. I don't know. But, you know, that's the great thing. Either I find out and I get really excited, you know, to get confirmation, or I don't find out and then I get excited because I didn't know that and it's a surprise to me. I win either way. She's different from the other homunculi who simply follow orders, isn't she? I persist in talking to her about the girl she created. If she's different, she's able to think for herself and she understands happiness and sadness. That is something very amazing, isn't it? But at the same time, it's also something extremely terrifying. It's terrifying because when I think of like the ability to create life, that's something like God does, right? Like I feel like people would generally associate like a god being the one to like create life, and just like they can create life, they can take away life, right? So to have somebody that can do that is kind of scary almost. Why is that? She's able to think for herself, and that means she can also do the wrong thing. Yeah, but I'd like to think, you know, that's part of life, right? Some people do wrong things, some, you know, you gotta do maybe the wrong thing sometimes to learn the right thing. You do the wrong thing, maybe you learn the consequences of doing the wrong thing, and then you try to do the right thing next time. I never taught her anything of that sort, Mother. Even so, you've already done the wrong thing by bringing her to life. Wrong thing that can't be. She's not an ordinary girl. You know that, don't you? Having an immature parent like you teach her can be dangerous. Is this just a lesson against being a teenage parent? Is that what we're trying to teach right now? Dangerous? That's right. It may be better to distance yourself from her until she grows up a little. No, until you grow up as well. No way. So I'd expected this as coming as a shock to her. I can't blame her considering her infatuation with that girl. But the rate things are going, it will spell danger. Sorry. It will spell danger for everyone. She has a soul, but at the same time, she's a homunculus. Which means that she'll listen to anything you say, but she also has the ability to think for herself. I mean, what's the difference from that and creating a child? I mean, I will say creating a child... okay, I don't want to put it like that. That just sounds really weird. Having a child. So that's my wife calling. I'll have to call her back in a minute. Having a child is a very interesting experience. So let's see. I think we had our daughter when I was 24. I think it would be 24. It's interesting because, you know, you think at 24 you kind of know a little bit about life by now, and you don't. You really don't know much about life at 24. I mean, I learn something new all the time. Maybe not every day, but I definitely learn something new pretty frequently. And I look back at like past decisions I made and think about how stupid I was for making those decisions. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't have the bigger picture in mind. I made in the moment decisions, or, you know, whatever. Or I made decisions that I didn't understand the long-term consequences of. Like, you learn all the time as a parent, and, you know, you kind of learn from your child too. Like, I mean, you know, my daughter's 2 years old, and I feel like I learn new things from her. She frustrates me. I wish she would listen more. I wish I didn't have to tell her the same thing over and over, but at the same time, I mean, I feel like she kind of teaches me in a way. to be a little bit more patient. She teaches me like different ways to kind of approach a situation. And in the end, I end up becoming a little bit of a better person, a little bit more of a stressed person at times. But you know, you kind of have to learn to not do that. Because it's like children don't know better. So it's like if you're getting stressed out and you're not really like focused on teaching them, then they're not learning the best that they could. So I kind of understanding the message she's saying, but in some ways I think her trying to teach the homunculus is going to also benefit her as well. That's what I'm ultimately trying to say. So I think separating them is actually going to hurt both of them more than it's going to help. Possible that in order to fulfill your wishes, she may come up with a wrong idea and follow through with it of her own accord. Yeah. And children do that, right? Like children, you teach them, they grow up, and they make wrong decisions. They, also, in order to fulfill your wishes, she may come up with a wrong idea and follow through with her own accord. Okay, and maybe I need to reread this a little bit. This is essentially what happened with like Fujito and I'm assuming Momo. Like they've tried to fulfill this wish of hers, and they came up with the wrong idea and wrong way of doing it. You understand she's an extremely dangerous homunculus, but it sounds like Sedmi just kind of disregarded all of this because she's being taught this, but she's not really like listening. As far as later, don't say that she's different. She's not a regular homunculus. She's not a doll. That's right, she's not a regular homunculus. She's Sedmi. Her name is Sedmi. She's not a doll. The name she gave her proof that the girl is not a doll. She was happy that I gave her a name. That's why I don't know that she's not a doll. She gave her the same name as her? Am I understanding this correctly? She curls up and starts sobbing uncontrollably. Am I understanding that correctly? She gave her the same name as her.
おいおいちょっと待て。セディってこいつの名前じゃなかったのか?
That's what we thought. What does this mean? Oh, so they're saying the homunculus name is Sedmi. So wait, the implication of that is, so when we were reading about after the fire, Sedmi ended up doing all this stuff. That wasn't this girl. That wasn't the super powerful Negi. Huh? Interesting. Okay. So interesting. Okay.
やはりそうでした。
You
この
knew.
日記の記憶に出てくる人物2人はラズリットとセディ。けれどそれは間違いだったようです。このラズリットの日記に出てくる彼女とはセディのことではない。別人です。
It's the Dite girl. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry.
確かに彼女と呼ばれている子が別人の名としてセディと言ってる。
Who takes out the white notebook and flips to a page full
こ
of
の
writing?
辺りを読んだ時から何かおかしいと思っていたんです。
Okay, I've been just going along with it because that's what I thought. But that's interesting because I mean, I looked down to the page she has open. I asked Rito if she felt lonely now that Mother was gone, but Rito didn't seem to understand. Lonely? Why? Destiny returned looking puzzled. This is after the fire, right?
ねえ、よく思い出してみてください。私たちがリトさんに火事の後のことを聞いた時。
Where are you going with this? I'm confused.
火事の後、彼女はどうなりました？
わからないわ。火事の後、彼女を見たことは一度もないから。
リトさんは火事の後、彼女に会ったことは一度もないと言いました。
合ってるし、喋ってるね。
ねえ、ですからラズリットの日記に出てくる彼女と白い日記の記憶の主はやはり別人ということになります。
Okay.
つまりこうね。白い日記の記憶は彼女のものではなく、彼女が作った特殊なホムンクルスセディのもの。
Because that kind of explains why she went crazy, because she should have known all this information that her mother taught her. She should have been following that. But it wasn't her. So she didn't know. She ended up going crazy because she didn't know better. And as a homunculus, they kind of go to extremes. So the White Diary does not belong to that girl. It belongs to Sedmi, the homunculus. So
そうだと思います。
interesting.
さあ紛らわしいな。
Oh, that really throws it off.
この彼女って誰？
それがまだわかりません。先を読み進めてみましょう。
そうね。彼女が何者でこの先どうなったか分かった。
The serious expression Mitra holds out her hand. The black pen floats up in the air. Okay, yeah, we need to know what's going on here. Like, that changes things a little. I was really confused. So it is kind of like there's two. Because I know one of y'all made a comment about there being like two daughters. There essentially was two daughters. In a way. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Interesting. Today is the day of the school-wide assembly. I walk briskly to the auditorium. What? However, as I approach, I hear some unusual noises. Realizing that there's screams, I break into a run. Okay, so the homunculus was there and saw what was going on. But she wasn't even there right away. So she ran in and ended up seeing what was going on. Maybe that's what Lazarus was talking about? Like, this is a mistake, letting her make the homunculus? Okay. When I arrived, the room was already engulfed in a sea of flames. What these flames are, that listed by the aura that they emanate, they were caused by her powers. Her massive amount of mana is running rampant. Is this the homunculus? The homunculus has like a bunch of mana too? I mean, I guess if she has a soul, she would have mana, right? It hurts, help me. Returning my senses, I rush over to the suffering students. One of their souls. Is she the one that ended up freezing them in time? Does she have the time powers as well? Flames are damaging their souls. So to be precise, their souls are burning, acting as fuel for the flames. This is what happens when her powers go out of control. Being a Maggie of Calamity, one able to manipulate souls of things. I can't fix this with my own powers. The spur of the moment, I do what I can and cut out a piece of time. Everyone in here, run, escape from this moment. That's their only option. I shove the suffering students one after another in the space I created. The flames spread onto my hands as well, burning my clothes and my hair, but now I couldn't care less. Okay, so the flames are real. I was wondering if it was more like a spiritual kind of flame, like a magic flame. Okay, so Lazarus ends up pushing everyone in here to try to save them. Run now this way. I've stopped time, stopped so you won't burn, so escape in here. There are already several students who've collapsed and are unable to move, but as long as there are still ones I can save. Moreover, what about her? Where is she? Please, please be alive. Mother. As if the heavens heard my prayers, I find her standing still, dazed amidst the flames. Seeing me, she staggers forward. Don't, I can't have you burn up as well. Mother, calm down, you're the only one who can save them right now. But everyone's on fire. It's okay, I've stopped time in another place, that's why you have to save them. Save them? I can save them? Yes, with your power, so calm down. First, you have to regain control. She desperately focuses and tries her best to suppress her powers. Nothing can be done with the flames that already reached the building, but she should be able to prevent anything else from combusting. There, Mother. Sedmi. She turns in the direction of the voice. The girl she created is calling for her, wandering around in tears. No, don't come here. Run away, Sedmi. Mother, but please escape. You must. Why, Mother? Why did things turn out this way? I'm sorry, I was a fool. This was all my fault. Your fault. You caused this fire. Yes, I did. That's why I have to make things right. You must run away. Sedmi is hesitant and asks, no matter what. So is that where the confusion comes from? Because the homunculus is talking to the girl, the daughter, and she's calling her mother, which makes you think that it's actually that girl talking to Lazarus, her mother. Never forget her reaction to that question. Is a look full of grief, sorrow, regret, as if the world were coming to an end. Unless she is, I'm just really confused who's talking to who right now. The names are a little bit confusing. A look full of grief, sorrow, regret, as if the world were coming to an end. She answers in the affirmative. She would be admitting that Sedmi is a homunculus, a warped and pitiful doll to which she mistakenly gave a soul. Nevertheless, no matter what, Sedmi, run away. She chose the option that would give Sedmi the highest chance of survival. Goodbye, Mother. Sedmi, unable to act contrary to her creator's wishes, says that with those parting words as she turns her back to the flames, tears falling from her eyes. I'm sorry. She sobs as she sees her creation depart. I understand now why you said that she was dangerous. I finally understand. So I'm guessing, is it the homunculus that ended up creating the fire? Because she ended up parting some of her power to her? Am I understanding that correctly? Comes to embracing, paying no heed to the flames on my body, and I have to stop myself from embracing her in return. A doll wouldn't have cried. It would have run away without crying like that. Defying her will was the only thing Semi could not do. No matter how much pain or sadness she felt from having a soul, unable to even express her desire to stay, all she could do was turn away and leave her crater behind. I did something so cruel to her. It's fine as long as you understand. Come now, we will have some work to do in order to save everyone. Mother. Okay, so it sounds like Sedmi, the homunculus, ended up trying to save everybody. Am I understanding that? So she ended up trying to save people, and then she ended up creating homunculus to kind of help her out. And these homunculuses didn't really like have a soul. She was trying to replicate essentially what she was. Am I under? I keep asking that. I know. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure everything out here. Very interesting though. The story is definitely getting a little bit more complex. You know. I'm curious to see what kind of the outcome is. So I'm guessing. I don't know. Is Nino Mai actually a person, or is Nino Mai just one of the creations that kind of understands orders, I guess, but really doesn't have a soul or anything? Pulled back to reality by the sound of someone sighing. There's Mitra who heaved a heavy sigh with her eyes closed. Are you tired?
違う。
She shakes her head. I can see traces of tears in her eyes.
休憩しますか?
Luca tries to be considerate, but Mitra refuses and holds her hand over the pen again.
ごめんね。続けるよ。
Black cool pen quickly rises up. Oh, we're getting more. Okay, I thought they were just gonna end it there. Working together, we somehow managed to suppress the fire. Since the flames were created by mana, we were able to rein them in, but the parts of the building that caught fire are still smoldering. Mother. She's been using her powers continuously this entire time, first from running rampant, and then to extinguish the flames. Hang in there, you can stop now, don't use any more of your powers, but the fire is still... Keep using your power of your soul like this, you'll eventually lose your life, even with your mana reserves. You still need to rescue the students who escaped. Where are they all? You can't right now. Do it after your mana is recovered, it'll be okay, time is stopped for them. Okay, I got it. Yeah, she is the final hope. My mana has already been depleted. I'll probably use the last two by putting out the remaining flames. Even so... Oh, does she actually die? I mean... I guess if she used all of her mana, maybe. Perhaps it was because she saw that the fire had mostly subsided. Semi was supposed to run away, but came back in search of her crater. Semi trips on the floor that has been warped by the intense heat. The ceiling makes a dull cracking noise. A burning girder comes falling down, striking her, so I thought, but it flies away as if it were repelled by something. Semi's crater staggers and falls to the ground. No way. Mother? Run over to her and hold her in my arms. In no time at all, her body becomes cold to the touch. It can't be, that was... Mother, what's wrong, Mother? Seeing that something is wrong, Sedmi gets up and clings to her motionless body, crying. Mother, Mother, hang in there, you mustn't die, you're the only one who can save those students. Even as Sedmi and I are in tears shaking her, her eyes are hollow and she doesn't respond. Mother, why? Hey, answer me. What happened to Mother? Is she... She can't be saved. I can tell that her soul is already trying to depart from this world. No spell can save her now. I don't have the mana left to save you anymore, so... As I say that, I place my hand on her forehead and give her my meager remnants of mana. At the very least, in order to buy you some time and place my hopes in the future, I will contain your consciousness in your soul. What are you doing? I'm making it so that if your mother ever returns to this world, she'll be able to remember you. Mother going somewhere? Will she come back? Yes, but I don't know when. Nothing else I can do. I can only engrave the time that she spent living into her very soul. So when her soul is reborn, she'll remember her promise with me. Perhaps due to my mana, a bit of light has returned to her eyes. Listen carefully. Transfer my power to this girl. She said me. She's able to manipulate souls. It's something that only she can do. She can remove the power to manipulate time from my soul and copy it into Sedmi's. Gosh, it's really hard to understand who's saying what right now. You can remove the power to manipulate time from my soul and copy into Sedmi's. So you guys can kind of understand this too if you're having as hard of a time as me trying to understand who's talking to who. There should be no problem since she created Sedmi's soul. Without this power, you can't reach where those students are. What about you? I don't have the strength to remain here anymore, you understand, right? Mother, I'm sorry. It's okay, you weren't the only one in the wrong. Now will you grant me my final wish? Yes, Mother. The girl who said who would always serve me tea grasped my hand weakly as she responds in her usual tone of voice. I can feel the power within me rapidly draining away. Sedmi, come here. Yes, Mother. The place where her hand touches Sedmi's glows dimly. The power that I lost is now in Sedmi. Thank goodness, now the students can be saved. Mother Lazaret, I'm sorry. Didn't I say it wasn't your fault alone? I'm to blame as well. I should have taught you everything more slowly to make sure you understood. I was too hasty. Because she was absorbing knowledge all too quickly. I was so happy, so proud of her talent, but I ended up rushing too much. Okay, so I'm assuming this is her daughter and then Lazaret talking, right? I'm understanding that correctly. I mean, that's kind of what the assumption I've been doing. And then the homunculus Sedmi is the one who got hurt. I mean, I know they kind of said that, but just there's so much dialogue and so much like talking a mother, but then like the homunculus calls the daughter mother. Like it confuses me. I'm overcome by a strange sensation, like my consciousness is drifting somewhere far away. Mother, you look like you're fading away. I'm gonna disappear. My soul no longer has the power to return to this world. My entire being is going to vanish. Okay, I see what's going on here. I see what they're building up to right now. The mirror is supposed to be able to recall somebody. I'm assuming it's going to recall her soul because it's departing from her body, right? They're going to recall the soul, try to put it back in her body, try to do something like that. Maybe put it in a homunculus body. Maybe that's what they're going for. I see where this is going, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm following it. Promise me, okay? Promise me you'll save your friends. Yes, I promise. Hey, Sedmi, you'll save them, won't you? Like, this whole big thing is just a grand scheme to try to save the night students. This was, like, their goal. This is what, you know, Lazaret wanted for them. But the problem is that Sedmi, the homunculus, is only... She doesn't know better, okay? She's still a homunculus. She has the ability to think for herself. She's making decisions, right? Doesn't have, like, really... I guess what you'd call a heart. She doesn't really understand like humanity because she's not a human. So that's why they're willing to sacrifice day students. They're willing to sacrifice any students, right? That's why they brought people, you know, back to the school because they don't have the capacity to understand that. They just know that they lost the other students and they need to save them. Okay. Promise, yep, I promise. I close my eyes after seeing Sedmi nod to her. My consciousness is drifting away with the wind, like mist. I'm about to disappear. But I can still faintly hear her voice. In that case, I want to at least leave behind a part of whatever remains of this mist that I've become. A single drop of my power, my very own mist. Mother. Goodbye, Angel. So that was the final mist that was created. It sounded like it was something to do with... was it something to do with seeing the past or something, Berkeley? Angel. Okay, I was so mixed up reading that part, I just totally glanced over that. I'm glad Mitsuyoshi repeated it, or else I might have just totally glanced over that. That's important. So that's Angel. Okay. Okay. So Angel's the one who ended up appearing to Michiru at night. That's the girl that has like kind of silver hair. Almost looks like Rito a little bit. Just a little bit. That was her name. Yep. So this was the daughter. Interesting. The girl appeared in Dimitri's face, the one who was in my memories of the fire. Dimitri tilts her head quizzically as if she has no recollection of all. Okay, are they gonna go into like... So, Sedmi, the homunculus, was trying to use Michiru, because Michiru has, like, the time powers. Maybe they needed somebody else to intervene. Maybe they didn't have access to the time power anymore, or maybe they just didn't have a full understanding or grasp of it. Because I think Michiru also has a little bit of the time power as well. I think she can manipulate that. She freezes time, right? So, like, that's why they brought Michiru to the school was actually Mitsuyoshi, because they needed the power. They needed the power to save all of them. Like, is that where they're going with this? And that's why the house ended up on fire. Maybe her powers went out of control. She accidentally lit it on fire when she wasn't trying to. That's why she ended up appearing there. Angel was trying to, save them or whatever. Is that where they're going with this? This is getting really complicated. I'm using all my brain power right now, and I'm struggling. Nature tells her head quizzically she has no recollection of this at all.
もう動かないみたい。
But maybe, I don't know, maybe Sedmi was being too aggressive, and so Angel was trying to, protect Michiru, and Michiru in return was protecting Koga. Mitsuyoshi. Won't move anymore. She puts that in her
そう
hand.
でしょうね。ラズリットは消滅してしまったようですから。
None of us are able to say anything for a while. We merely stare at the records of her final memories. Crow Lazaret was not our enemy at all. She already perished 20 years ago. Okay, so she did die. But I think they're gonna revive her. So I think technically my theory about her not being dead is kind of true, because I think they're gonna try to bring her back. At the very least, she wanted to save those students. However, I can't help but think her desires manifested into what she wanted least to happen, something that must be avoided at all costs. Principal's stubborn obsession in Sedmi's memories, a warped and pitiful doll to which she mistakenly gave a soul. Lazaret's words swirled around in my mind. The doll is the only one still in this world. Well, what exactly happened to Angel then? Did she die too? And then, or where is she that she's able to appear to Michiru? Erdani hesitantly raised his hand.
ごめん。全然わかんないんだけど。
そうですね。私たちも一旦情報を整理する必要があります。
I don't know. I'm still wondering if Sedmi is Ninomai. She's hiding in Ninomai so she can kind of manipulate things. Maybe it was because she was so damaged she had to be transferred into a different body. I don't know. Because I think we have to sort out everything that we know so far.
そうね。ラズリットとセディ2人だけの話だと思っていたわけだし、3人いるってことを踏まえて考え直さなきゃ。
Yeah, because Sedmi's not who we thought it was. Crossed her arms and nods with a serious expression on her face. The heavy atmosphere has finally eased up a little.
では、黒谷さんにも分かるように最初からおさらいします。
お願いします。
Okay, I'm glad they're doing this because I need someone to summarize all this so I make sure I'm on the
この
right
ミス
page.
トのことですが。
Okay. Yep.
そして最初のこの日記、ラズリットが彼女を引き取って連れてきた記憶です。この彼女とは先ほどの最後の日記によるとアンデルという少女だったようです。
そしてアンデルはマギエなのね。それも魂を操る赤い目の最悪のマギエ。
I don't know. Maybe she is dead or something. I don't know because she has the power to control souls. Maybe she kept her soul kind of in, it didn't pass on. I don't know. What are they trying to imply with
最
her?
悪のマギエ？強大すぎる力を持つがゆえに災いを招くと言い伝えられているマギエのことよ。必ず瞳が赤いのが特徴。
I'm looking at someone with red eyes right now. Huh? You're telling me that's not a coincidence?
なるほど。
最初の方からラズリットが彼女は普通の子じゃないって言ってんのはそのことだったんだな。
そのようですね。そしてアンデルとラズリットは互いに信頼し合い、しばらくは穏やかに暮らしていたようです。
Okay.
でもやはり未熟なマギエでもあったアンデルは魂を持つホムンクルスというありえない存在を作り出してしまう。
Yep.
それがセディね。
Yep. Luke opens the first page of the white notebook, which contains Sedmi's
今読み
memories.
返してみると、これはホムンクルスが目覚めた瞬間だったのですね。
Yeah.
しかもこの時からもう感情がある。魂があるのよね。
This makes so much more sense now that we have like a fuller picture here, though. I'm so glad. Because of the heavy art reminded of a small homunculus who no longer exists.
リトさん、セディはラズリットさんが不在の間に作り出されたようですが、アンデルは自力で製造方法を調べていたのですか？
ええ、図書館でホムンクルスの本を何冊も読んでいたわ。
I feel like this is another example of us not knowing the right questions to ask Rito. She has all the answers to like what we're looking for, but it's like you don't know to ask.
優秀なマギアだったのは確かね。独学でホムンクルスを作るだなんて、それだけでも大したものよ。
魂まで作っちまったってのは、アンデルってのが魂を操るマギエだったから。
もちろんそうね。普通は魂を生み出すなんて不可能だもの。
Well, it's normally impossible to control time, but if you get a Maggie who can.
これは作り出したという彼女の弁を信じて、
What do you mean?
最後に彼女はラズリットの魂の力をセディに移し替えています。こういう風に無意識にどこかから魂を呼び込んでしまった可能性は？
ないと思うわ。ラズリットの驚愕ぶりは作り出したっていうありえない事実だからこそじゃないかしら。
Or someone else's soul wouldn't send me his first thought upon waking up be something like, where am I?
そうですね。同意します。
I was likely thinking that the probability was quite low, wanted confirmation. Okay, I'm not fully grasping what they're saying. Let's continue the conversation.
セディとしばらく離れた方がいいと持ちかけられ、精神が不安定になってしまったようですね。
We're talking about Sedme?
その結果が火事か。
Or are we talking about Angel created the
ラズ
fire?
リットが彼女の力の暴走によるものと断言しているから間違いないでしょう。
Okay, so we're talking about Angel was told to spend some time away from Sedme. She became mentally unstable. So Angel became unstable. Is that what am I understanding
生
that?
徒たちの魂はその暴走により発火し、傷ついてしまったよ
Okay,
うです。
souls did ignite, so I was kind of right to say there was more like a soul fire. But it was like a physical fire, I guess. Lazarus shot them into a space where time was stopped so they stopped burning.
ここの取り出すと燃えてしまうって意味がやっと分かったな。
ええ、時間が止まっている空間からただ取り出したのでは発火が抑えられないのでしょう。
抑えられるのは魂を操れるアンデルだけ。でも
やっぱこの後死んだのか。
ラズリットも助けられないって言ってるくらいだからそうなんです。
Was it Angel that like got hurt and was dying then? Oh, it's Angel's dead too because Sedme is the only one still alive. Okay.
間違った方法で助け出そうとしている。
Gosh, we've had so much information dropped. I'm just like trying to wrap my head around it. I'm sure some of you guys are a little bit more clear on this. I'm just trying to process it all. It's just as Lazaret had feared.
学園長や聖護院先輩はセディが寂しさを紛らわせるために、あるいは手伝わせるために作り出した。
みんな人間じゃないの？ここを読んでみて。
And he shows the spice girl donning the part in the white diary where Sedme brings him to life.
本当だ。あの子女もそうなんだ。
Furrows her brow, seeing that Sedme had already started to lose her mind around then.
ねえ、これ学園長がおかしな提案してるみたいだけど、ホムンクルスって自力で考えることってできないんじゃなかったの？
何かいい方法はないか考えてと 主人に言われたとしたら可能ではないかと推察します。どうでしょうリトさん。
つづら折坂不人なら可能ね。
ならというのは？
私にはできない。私は目録だから、その役割から外れたことはできないの。
ここへついてくるとかは可能なのかな？
それは禁じられていないから。それに私がここにいるのはミストの使用が目的でしょ。
See, since your job is to explain this, it falls under your duties.
そうよ。つまり学園長は最初はセディさんって子にお友達として作られたから、それを禁止されなくてできちゃう。
His friends are willing to do things for other friends, right?
そうしなさいと命じられればね。命じてしまったのでしょうね。でも相手はホモンクルスだから、倫理観や法律も無視した答えでも平
Yeah,
気で出してくる。
yeah, I got that part.
その結果が
That's why it's like crazy that they're doing that.
ラズリットさん、悲しいだろうね。
Yeah. Right when Angel understood that, she lost her life.
続けますね。火事により力を使い果たしたラズリットとアンデルは亡くなり、ラズリットの能力はセディに移し替えられました。セディはその魔力を使い、ラズリットにしか作れないはずだったラズリットブロッドストーンを作り出した。
Interesting.
作り出した学園長たちが延々と稼働してんのもラズリットブロッドストーンの力だろうな。
普通なら動かし続けるだけの魔力が必要ですからね。
Quite a lot of it to boot. When Sua Aoi created a small Amakusa, she had to use her blood as a catalyst in order to have enough mana to maintain it.
そして学園長の提案によりセディたちは学園を再開し、夜の世界を生み出してしまいます。
夜の世界？
この学園が放課後になると全員起業させられていたのは、
There's no point in keeping a secret at this point, so Muko explains to Kurodani what it is. Yeah, well, it never should have been kept a secret. It was all manipulation.
はあ。じゃあこの学園長が器にとか言ってるのが西寮の生徒？だから西寮の子が危ないってみんなずっと言ってたんだ。
You
そ
got
し
it.
てカラスマくんも昼間も稼働できる実験体として召喚されていた夜の生徒でした。彼の器だったのは連絡が取れなくなっていた私の友人で花立睦月という生徒です。
待って、じゃあ他の学校に調査に行ってるとかってのは。
So I know I don't have like a huge favorable opinion of the first game just because there was a lot of like times they kind of dragged it out, which I still have the same opinion of, but there was a lot of things that they were building up even then and that we were still kind of getting introduced to. Really cool though. I liked how like the statue ended up playing like a bigger part as we kind of discovered that, more than just what we thought initially, but it sounds like it was kind of interrupting some grander plan. And then even meeting Fojito, and then, you know, the events that happened right at the beginning with her kind of testing us, you know, to see if we were Michiru. Very interesting. Like we haven't really gotten a full explanation for that yet, but I'm assuming that's what was going on. I'm assuming they were looking for Michiru because she also has like some time powers, and maybe she's able to help them, I guess, or I don't know. We still gotta figure that out. But there's a lot of things that have been building up for a while, even from the very beginning, which I like. And then Omaru, of course, was the friend that she was looking for from the very beginning. That's why we could just tell everyone that he disappeared.
消えちゃったの。
He understood full well what was going to happen to him, and he helped to stop the ritual that would have made the Night Stone stay permanently. I explained what really happened on the night of the fireworks display. Kordani listens intently with a quiet expression that I'd never seen on her before.
信じらんない。生徒助けるために生徒犠牲にするの？矛盾してるってのも気がつかないんだ。
I mean, I'm sure they in some ways do realize the contradiction, but their orders were to, bring them back. That's what they were trying to do. And then, they're homunculus, so they don't really have morals.
そこがホムンクルスなのよ。ラズリットが助けろと頼んだ生徒を助けるという命令だけが絶対なの。怖いね。だからラズリットさ、あんなにダメって言ったんだ。
だろうな。しかし
He looks confused as he flips to the final page
ラ
of the
ズリットの
diary.
方の記憶には風呂屋町の言ってた知らない人ってのが出てこねえな。
Now that you mentioned that Lazarus got there after the fire started, so maybe that person was already gone by then.
そいつアンデルが暴走したのと何か関係あんのかな。
なんとも言えないわね。その不審者のせいで驚いて力が暴走したって可能性はないとも言えないけれど。
Wait, are we trying to say there's another person involved here?
そうですね。知らない人に関しては
ああ、
ひとまず分かったことはこれくらいかしら。
ええ、ですがこれで非常に困ったことも分かってしまいました。
Says that glumly. It's most likely what's on everyone's mind, but none of us are willing to say it out loud.
魂の修復ができる最悪のマギエがいなければ夜の生徒たちは救えません。
Are we gonna reveal that we literally saw her?
そ
We're not gonna say anything. We wanted to obtain some clues for these memories, but we ended up with a cruel conclusion instead. Angel, huh? Maybe she's the one that's gonna get summoned by the mirror. I don't know. The illusion of the girl I saw, the real angel? I don't know. You should just mention it. Maybe we'll know. Getting weird sweats now. This ridiculous feeling that she was there back then. Is that why whenever I think about that girl, my mind replays memories of the fire? Might have been nothing more than a dream or a hallucination, but I definitely saw a girl who called herself Angel. Should probably mention this now. Yeah, for some reason my throat is shut. Oh my gosh, no! I hate this game. Why? Am I hypnotized or something? No, that would have got dispelled when I stepped in the anti-hypnosis magic circle above it. Apparently there's ones that are stronger that won't dispel. Something caused by some surface level spell. Something much more fundamental. I'm quite certain of it, but I can't tell what it is. Or even though I know someone who might be able to save you, it's frustrating that the words won't escape my mouth no
だ
matter
と
what.
しても
He speaks having made up
た
her
とえ
mind.
救えないとしても学園側の計画は阻止しなければなりません。
Yeah, that's for sure. My mouth, which wasn't doing what I wanted at all, now works normally. So he does have some kind of spell on him, right? Like that's what they're saying? It's like I broke free from Angel's shackles. Apparently it's fine as long as I don't touch upon that memory. Though I still feel the frustration of not being able to bring it up. But maybe Muko might...
夜の生徒さんはかわいそうだと思うけど、でも止めないとダメだよ。
Yeah, I'd rather stop them and come up... Like, honestly, we could be helping them. Like, that's the thing. We could be helping them, just not in this way. I mean, obviously we can't go along with their plan, but we could literally, like, find a solution together that doesn't involve sacrificing anybody.
だな。あいつらだってこんな無茶苦茶な復活望んでねえだろ。
No. It's not them asking for it.
こんなの許しちゃいけないわ。だろうね。うん。やっぱり止めなきゃいけないと思う。
Rodani still remembers Amaro well. She also understands that she may never be able to see him again. And so we're all in agreement that we can't let the school have its way.
もう図書館に戻ってもいい？
Sure, Rito. You can go back to the library.
そうですね。長い間ありがとうございました。
いいえ
Rito.
それじゃあ。
And before you go, do you mind if I ask you something?
何？
Last diary entry. Did you feel any pain or sadness after seeing Lazarus in her final moments?
どうして？
No reason. Just wondering if you did.
なっていた方が。
I don't know. If she did, would she have felt the same way as Sedme did during Angel's final moments? Unable to do anything yet left with nothing but painful feelings. Would have been crueler if she couldn't feel even those
もういい
emotions.
かしら。
Yeah, actually it'd be bad if the disciplinary committee found you, so I'll walk you back. They say that I should have glanced over at Muko. She catches on
私も行
instantly.
きます。
She gets up from her seat. Okay, I guess we're all going. After sending Rito back to the library without incident, we take the underground path back to Sumi-chan's room.
どうかしたのですか？
What did you want to talk about? She brings up the matter now that we're alone. Right. Feel a cold sweat break out of my neck. However, I don't feel the same restraints as I did earlier. I'm not entirely certain about this, but I think I've met that angel girl
何ですっ
before.
て？
Might have just been a dream. In fits and starts, I tell her about the translucent girl I saw that night, about how she hung over Mitra and responded with Angel when I asked her for her name. It's nothing more than a cryptic memory.
仮にそれが夢でなかったとして、その少女はみちるさんに何かしていたということでしょうか？
I mean, I would want to say like she imparted some of her power with her, but she's already had time powers before that. Maybe she gave her something else. And all I can say for sure is she raised a hand towards Michiru, but nothing's been wrong with my sister since then, and it doesn't seem like she remembers it either. Honestly, my mind was probably just playing tricks on my eyes. Oh my gosh, why does everyone
み
dismiss
ちる
it?
さん自身が最悪のマギエであるという可能性は？
100%. Thought about that too. I instinctively grimace. It's the least desirable outcome. Her eyes aren't red, so I don't think she is one. But I don't think they have to be red all the time.
そうですね。でもみちるさんはまだ自身の力を使い切れていません。
Yeah, and that might be the only reason why we haven't seen her eyes turn red. Still, even if Michiru does possess the power of a Magie of Calamity, she doesn't know how to fully control her power, so I highly doubt she'd be able to do something as delicate as repairing souls. I don't want her to use her power any more than
暴
this.
走の危険は十分に分かりましたから、私もそれは同感です。
The fire that Angel caused, if Michiru does have red eyes, then the same thing might happen. No, it already has. Is that fire the one I got burned in proof that Michiru has those powers?
なんとも言えない状況ですね。
What does being able to manipulate time, though, or being a Magie of Calamity have to do with fire? Is that just something they can do? You can just cause fire. For a moment, I see an illusion of those flames, but Muko's voice pulls me back in before I get dizzy. Back then, she saved me when I was about to get devoured by that nightmare in the dream world. She defended me from those memories that were about to attack me again. Yeah, there's too much we don't know. Sorry, but could I ask you to keep this between us for
わかり
now?
ました。いたずらにみちるさんに期待がかけられても申し訳ないですし。
Okay, at least somebody else knows. Yeah, she heard about it. Who knows what she might try
で
to
す
do?
が、アーデルハイトさんには
No, I subconsciously shake my head. She may know a lot about magic, but this is too vague, and I want to reduce the chances of Mitra finding out about this as much as
わかり
possible.
ました。君は本当に過保護ですね。
We're the older brother. Of course we have to be. Sorry, you're special, so forgive me.
じゃかさないでください。
Puffs at her cheeks and turns away. That wasn't my intention at all, so I feel a little bit bad about it. Really, why can't I tell Heidi about it if Muko's there? I still feel like I'd end up getting chills down my spine and my mouth would freeze up again. Looks like that bad dream won't let me say any more than this. Anyways, let's hurry on back.
ずるいです。
She walks on ahead as she complains. I whisper an apology to her from behind. Upon returning to Sumi-chan's room, I see that Michiru has a blank page of the white diary open in front of her.
おかえり。
What are you
こ
up
れは
to?
水風船だからリトさんがいなくてもできるでしょ。念のためにセディさんの記憶ももう少し再生してみてはという話になったの。
確かに彼女が今どこで何をしているか分かれば手がかりになりますね。
学園長たちの隠れ家にいるんだろうが、そこへ行く方法でも出てくればいいんだがな。
じゃあやっていい？
Are you sure you can keep going? Alright then. Okay, here I go. She places the white quill pen on top of the notebook, puts her hand over it, and focuses. Well, I was gonna end the video, but we're just gonna keep going. Because we're into it. I wanna know. We'll go a little bit further, then I'll end it. How about that? Cool building that burned down was built anew. Dormitories that students were made as well. We managed to attract tons of new students, Mother. Let us begin the ritual. Guido declares that joyfully. After much time and effort, preparation to call forth those students to the space where time has stopped are complete. During that time, countless students have been admitted and graduated. I wonder how many years it's been. It's a carnival. Come round the night. Ha 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 ha. Her laugh echoes. The magic circle that we worked so hard to draw activates. Night has fallen. Now we're back to the first game. Morning. Good morning. Students who are in this phase, when time has stopped to arrive at the school in the nighttime. It's a successful. Look at Olden coming in. Yes, they're attending school normally. Yes, need to make them not suspect anything, so they're all hypnotized. I have to protect them. I must protect these students. I promise, after all. Protect them. Oh yes, terrible things would happen if the day students stumbled upon them. Vita, I'm gonna go to school too. Oh, so here's where the reveal is. She went to school too. I didn't think you attended it as well, didn't you? I think so. I remember you telling me that a long time ago. That means you'll adapt in no time. Which brings me my uniform. Doesn't feel like my first time putting it on. Fits you perfectly, mother. Ha. Vita, you come to school as well. Why, I also be a student? No, you should be someone who has a more decision-making power. It'll be easier for you to catch those who interfere. I see. What kind of role would be best? According to these books, this is the job of what's known as a disciplinary committee member. Disciplinary committee member. Those are the students. Those are also students. Anything else? If not a student, then you'd have to be the principal, the one responsible for the entire school. That might be good. The teachers would have to listen to Fujito too. Plotting on that order for Fujito to be the principal and have Momoka take care of the disciplinary committee. Principal, has a nice ring to it. Ha, I love it, mother. It's good to hear. Me too, I'll do my best in the disciplinary committee. Please do, chairwoman Shogui Momoka-san. Yes, leave everything to me. I'm gonna be a student, so I'll have to call Fujito principal. I give her Ninoma and tell her to use him if she needs me to use him if she needs to contact me. Okay, so Ninoma was a way, like, to communicate, I guess. So, not necessarily the student, though. Let's go along, Ninoma-kun. Gee, I'll be going now. One moment, mother. I believe you told us to make sure that your true identity isn't exposed, right? In that case, I would suggest you don't use your current name. It'd be risky if someone found out about a student named Senmi in the past, which means I need a new name. Would a new name similar to the other students work? In other words, a Japanese name. It's not gonna be freaking Furia or somebody, is it? So I should do the same. Oh, they're about to reveal it. This is gonna be good. Who's the mastermind here? What name would be good? Is there a meaning behind the name Send Me Mother? Somebody called me that. I wonder who it was. My heart aches whenever I think about it, so I try not to. It'd be called Dite, which means baby. Oh, that's Czech. So when I grew up, and then when I grew up, I became Sedmi. So if it's Czech, then Sedmi would mean 7. Okay, someone commented saying that in Czech it means 7. So somebody was onto this in the comments. That's right, I was the 7th baby. That's it. After all, gave me that name, I would at least remember the meaning, mother. I've got it. A name? Yes, let's go with Shichiban Hina. Hina, really? What the heck? What? You're trolling me right now. Hina-san. One of the night students, Shichiban Hina-senpai, who we thought disappeared along with Amara and the rest of them that night. They're trolling. I remember your guys' comments. You were onto this. You suspected it was a night student. This is an unexpected turn of events. Even Luko's taken aback. Yeah, there's no way we'd have known given the way she behaved. With her brain running at full speed, she doesn't give an immediate response and her runs her fingers along her chin. Now I want to go back and analyze every time we've ever talked to Hina and see if there's any clue about that. I think she's also with us in the dream world. Yep.
学園長もいたぞ。それに魂があるならいても不思議はねえだろ。
何度かあったのに変な気配は感じたことなかったわ。
魂もあるなら無理もねえよ。
Hina-san didn't seem crazy like how Sedmi was in this diary.
いいえ、よく思い出してください。
Bring us when I stopped moving, she looked around at all of us.
誰か、ひなさんが自分から意見を言ったところを思い出せますか？ 特に顕著だったのは、アーデルハイトさんたちが来たばかりの頃、夜の生徒にいろいろ尋ねてみた時のことです。
Where do all of you live?
のに決まってるだろ？生徒はみんなそうじゃないか。
みなもです。
Where'd you live before you came to the
まだ
school?
前寮から来ましたよ。みなもです。
So she disagreed.
大抵は誰か、主に伊庭さんに追随するだけで積極的に何か意見したという印象が。
How do you mention it?
それはホムンクルスだから。
I mean, doesn't she have the ability to think for herself though?
ホムンクルスの特性でもあり、自分の正体を悟られないよううっかり口を滑らせることを避けていたとすれば。
Holy shit though, who could have believed some like character we thought was just a little bit of a side character is actually like one of like the main like I guess villain, if you want to say it that way. It's hard because it's not like they're doing bad things, but it's not like they really understand the consequences of the bad things, so it's not like they're willingly doing something bad. Because they don't have a soul per se. I mean, they do have one that's artificial. I don't know. It's complicated. He said me would know the truth behind the realm of night and the other
他の
students.
生徒の意見に同意するだけで自分からは極力喋らずにいたってことか。
He's been here the entire time, huh? Mixed in with the night students.
考えてみるべきでした。あれだけ夜の生徒に執着しているのですから、自分ならどこで見守るか。夜の生徒たちの中に紛れて共にいることが一番に決まっていたんです。
That's interesting though, because a night student wouldn't be able to watch what happens during the day. I guess that's what Fujito was for in Ninamai. Drops her gaze to the floor looking
資
depressed.
料の生徒が夜になったら誰に変わっているか、それを調べるべきでした。そうすれば夜の生徒の中にたった一人よりしろがいない生徒がいることを
Yeah, that's a good
発覚して
point. Chichiban Hina. She alone did not have someone as a vessel, and was quietly in the school from the very start. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Hina. Who could have thought it was Hina? Crazy. I was crazy once. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here because this is a perfect little place to stop. I mean, this is already a long video. I made a long video for you guys, so don't complain. Okay. Lots of good stuff happened here. But I'm gonna end it here because I think this will be great to start off with the next video. Because I'm gonna start from here and then things will already be happening and you guys don't have to wait. Perfect. But I'll be sure to record more soon. Like, I'm really enjoying this, so I definitely want to continue on here soon. It's the middle of the day. I got responsibilities. I got things to do. And I think this will be a great place to stop. Wow. Okay. I'm still wondering what the heck this thing on the ground is. Is this supposed to be like a different magic circle? Who knows? Anyways, reveal that Sedmi is actually a homunculus, not the daughter. And Sedmi had a soul, technically. Artificial one, I guess. But was actually Hina. Wow. Okay. One day here, though, guys. Hopefully you're looking forward to the next one. I mean, if you watched this all the way through, hopefully you are. I mean, this is getting pretty good. But I'll see you guys in the next episode.